go for Amritpal Singh. After Haryana, now he has started moving towards Nepal border, and Uttarakhand police and the Uttar Pradesh police as well as SSP, everybody is on the alert with the photographs of Amritpal with the different looks. Yes, Rukma.
Right. Well, many thanks, Amandeep, for that update. So the massive manhunt for Amritpal Singh, head of Waris Punjab Day, continues. There are suspicions that he could have crossed into the Nepal border. Meanwhile, we are getting in more reactions from authorities as well as more inputs from authorities regarding the latest in this matter. Let's listen in to some of them.
अमृतपाल और उसके 3 साथियों के विरुद्ध जो है पंजाब सरकार द्वारा लुकआउट सर्कुलर जारी कर दिया गया है। ये विभिन्न अभियोगों में वांछित है। तो पूर्व में भी इतिहास रहा है कि उधम सिंह नगर में पंजाब से जब भी मेजर क्राइम्स होता है तो क्रिमिनल्स जो है शरण ले लेते हैं। इसीलिए हमने यहाँ पर हर जगह पे अलर्ट जारी करा है। 3 कंपनी पीएसी अतिरिक्त डिप्लॉय किया है, विशेष रूप से गदरपुर, बाजपुर, कुंडा, काशीपुर, नानकमत्ता हाई फोकस में है। उसके अलावा सितारगंज, रुद्रपुर भी हाई फोकस में है। विभिन्न चेकिंग पॉइंट्स बनाए हमने। सारे बॉर्डर्स हमारा एक्टिवेटेड है। बॉर्डर पर सघन चेकिंग किया जा रहा है, आने जाने वालों की चेकिंग किया जा रहा है। सोशल मीडिया पर नजर बनाया गया है। 1-2 लोग थे जिन्होंने बहुत भड़काऊ पोस्ट किया है, उनके विरुद्ध एफआईआर भी करा है। सोशल मीडिया में हमने सघन नजर बनाए रखे हैं। मेरी सबसे अपील है, मेरी सबसे अपेक्षा है, एक न्यायिक प्रक्रिया है। न्यायिक प्रक्रिया में देखिए, जो भी एफआईआर हुआ है या जो भी अभियोग पंजीकृत हुआ है उसमें वो अपना न्यायिक प्रक्रिया अधीनस्थ है। इसको लेकर अनावश्यक जो भी लोगों को बहकाते हैं, भड़काते हैं या फिर माहौल खराब करने वाला कोई भी संदेश भेजते हैं और यहाँ पर शांति व्यवस्था खराब करते हैं तो उनके विरुद्ध एक्शन लिया जाएगा और किसी प्रकार के उपद्रवियों के ऊपर प्रबल एक्शन हमारा द्वारा लिया जाएगा। आज हमने लुकआउट सर्कुलर के चलते पूरे उत्तराखंड के सभी थानों में, थाना क्षेत्रों में उसके पोस्टर्स हमने छपवाया है। मैं अपील भी करता हूँ, किसी को भी सूचना मिलता है उसके बारे में कृपया बताइएगा। तो इधर जो है आपको पता है पंजाब मूल के बहुत ज्यादा लोग हैं, अत्यधिक पॉपुलेशन है, सबकी रिश्तेदारियां पंजाब में है। ये तो स्वाभाविक है ना। यहाँ पे हमेशा पूर्व का पूर्व का इतिहास रहा है कि हमेशा पंजाब में रिश्तेदारी होने की वजह से लोग जो है जान पहचान रखते हैं, इसीलिए करते हैं ना।
And I go back once again to my colleague Amandeep. Amandeep, you're in Chandigarh. We are seeing reactions to the crackdown on Amritpal Singh across the world, in Canada, in the United States, in Australia, as well as in the UK. What about in Punjab itself? Tell us something about, the kind of politics that has erupted over the issue. What are political parties saying? How are they reacting? Also, the Punjab police. What is their latest plan of action? Because the Punjab police had said that our plan is to completely expose Amritpal Singh.
Well, absolutely, Rukma. If we talk about the politics, blame game has already been started since the day Amritpal managed to escape from the police net. Congress says that it was a deliberate attempt that Punjab police has led a trap itself in Jalandhar. He could have picked from his native place, and just because Jalandhar is going to face the by-polls in upcoming days, and that is the reason both BJP and Aam Aadmi Party are trying to take the political mileage through this entire crackdown. On the other side, Shromani Akali Dal is saying there are certain innocent youth that has been picked up by Punjab police, and in fact they have constituted a legal team to provide them all kind of legal assistance. And if we talk about the Punjab police plan, they are basically now tracking the locations. Now yesterday there was a first video of 20th of February. After 18th they have tracked, and now further they are also trying to track the location where he has gone through the CCTV, through a concrete evidence, through the CCTV, just because CCTVs are installed everywhere. So 2 videos has been traced on 20th of March, and in fact now further they are moving ahead following that videos and following that direction as well where he has gone along with the Papal Preet. Just because Papal Preet is the one who is arranging all kind of shelter and a harbour for Amritpal Singh. Baljeet Kaur, who was arrested, she was also close aide of Papal Preet Singh. She remained in the contact of Papal Preet Singh from past 2.5 years, and even without informing him at a prior notice, Papal Preet and Amritpal reached at his residence all of a sudden, and she has given the shelter for one single night on 9 19th of March. And on 20th of March, they both, Papalpreet and Amritpal Singh, they both left Shahbad Kurukshetar by foot and they reached Baljit Kaur's residence by scooty. And further, which vehicle they took and how they have reached and where they have reached, it is completely undisclosed. And now the Punjab police is trying to let a net again to nab both, just because two are still missing, Papalpreet and Amritpal. Papalpreet is arranging all kind of shelter and harbour to Amritpal Singh. Amritpal Singh is preparing a strategy that how to go about it. His own uncle, Amritpal's own uncle, has sent a voice message on 19th of March.
Exactly.
To surrender, asking them to surrender. That would be a better option for them. Yes, Sukma.
Right, exactly. Well, Amandeep, we'll have to leave it at that for now because I have some quick breaking news that's coming in. Amandeep, stay on that story. I'll be back with you later. And for the story, I'll be joined by my colleague Samiksha. We are hearing that after a Surat court convicted Rahul Gandhi in the 2019 defamation case, BJP National President JP Nadda has now hit out in an unrelenting attack. He has said that Rahul and the Congress are still adamant on their statement due to their arrogance and continuously hurting the sentiment of the OBC community. The entire OBC community, he says, will democratically take revenge for this insult on the part of Rahul Gandhi. And Samiksha, joining me now from the Mumbai studios.
Nupur, let's take you through the tweet that has been put out by JP Nadda where he has hit out at Rahul Gandhi. This, of course, after yesterday we saw how the Supreme Court, the Surat Court found Rahul Gandhi guilty of his remarks that he'd made way back in 2019. Now, this tweet that has been put out by JP Nadda where he says that, I'll just translate this tweet to read it out for our viewers. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has a habit of making fabricated allegations beyond facts. Before the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, Rahul tried to confuse the country in the name of Rafale, for which the Supreme Court reprimanded and Rahul Gandhi had to apologize unconditionally for the fabricated allegation. Now remember, just to put this into context, this relates to his earlier remarks that he'd made on Rafale, following which the Supreme Court did reprimand the Congress leader, after which Rahul Gandhi had to, in fact, apologize. Now, this is in context of his remarks that he's made way back in 2019 on the Modi surname, something which has led him into trouble. JP Nadda, who goes on to say that there was the noise of Chaukidar Chor Hai, on which even the members of Congress Working Committee objected, according to media reports. On this slogan, the court of Janta Janardhan strongly reprimanded Rahul Gandhi in the 2019 elections, and the Congress had to face a bad defeat. Not just this, it's in fact a series of tweets that have been put out by JP Nadda. He goes on to say Rahul Gandhi's ego is very big and understanding is very small, for which for his political gains he insulted the entire OBC community, called him a thief. He also ignored the option of repeatedly explaining and apologizing by the society and the court, and continuously hurt the sentiments of the OBC community. So, Rukma, this relates to his 2019 Modi remarks, where he had said that all those who go by the name of Modi are thieves. A remark that he made just before the general elections in 2019. He goes on to say, and I'll translate this tweet also, yesterday Surat Court sentenced Rahul for his objectionable statement towards OBC society, but Rahul and Congress party are still adamant on their statements due to their arrogance and continuously hurting the sentiments of OBC community. The entire OBC community will democratically take revenge for this insult from Rahul. So it remains to be seen, Rukma, how this pans out. We are also given to understand that Rahul Gandhi is likely to skip the parliament session today, as being advised by his legal advisors. Also, we are given to understand Rahul Gandhi could be very much approaching the High Court in this matter, Rukma.
Right. Samiksha, stay with me. I'll be coming back to you for more on that tweet and for these latest developments on the part of the Vadra Congress and how it's trying to combat this entire, defamation case conviction that has landed on Rahul Gandhi. Joining me on the phone line is the BJP's Shehzad Poonawalla. Mr. Poonawalla, your president has responded to this entire controversy. It dates back to 2019, as we're learning. And, well, his shocking comments. Would you like to add to what your president has said? Because, JP Nadda has made it clear in that tweet how it's hurting to the sentiments of the OBC community and how the OBC community will take its revenge. Now we find that not just Rahul Gandhi, the entire Congress party refusing to apologize for that remark. And, well, Samiksha, they're telling us more on that tweet by JP Nadda, saying that the OBC community will never forgive Rahul Gandhi for this particular remark, and that it will take revenge for this, for hurting their sentiments. We're trying to get in more reactions to this latest development, and we're trying to get in touch with Shehzad Poonawalla of the BJP. So, this is the latest development, even as the Congress party itself has promised a mega showdown. It has said that it will be protesting against the conviction of Rahul Gandhi. Sources have also told Republic TV that Rahul Gandhi has been advised not to attend Parliament today. He has already been granted bail and in the case, and joining me is Shehzad Poonawalla of the BJP. Mr. Poonawalla, how do you react to this latest development? The Congress, we believe, has been advising Rahul Gandhi not to attend Parliament, and JP Nadda's tweet that the OBC community's sentiments have been severely hurt by the refusal of Rahul Gandhi to apologize.
Rahul Gandhi is a serial offender when it comes to making such statements. As our president has rightly pointed out, he has done this before where the Supreme Court asked him to apologize and he had to tender an apology. He has made other obnoxious statements which are definitively fake and false. He has demanded foreign intervention into Indian affairs. He has said women are molested by those who go to Mandir. He has made comments about Pulwama not being a terror attack, China wanting harmony, Sena doing khoon ki dalali, and Sena ki pitai ho gayi. So clearly he is a serial offender. Now this statement made by him has offended not just one person, but it is in fact against the entire OBC, Ghanchi Samaj, Teli Samaj, to which Modi Samaj belongs to. And therefore he has been convicted by a court of law. Now instead of playing a victimhood card or an emotional card, the Congress party must tell us, A, do they stand in support of a statement that insults the entire OBC community? B, is the courts of the law not independent and free, and are they also functioning on vendetta politics as they are alleging? And C, Rahul Gandhi himself had torn up the ordinance once. That time he wanted people to be out of Parliament if they had a conviction of 2 years or more. So why doesn't he apply the same standard to himself? So it shows the glaring hypocrisy of Rahul Gandhi and his party, and it also shows how the Congress party today has descended to the lowest levels in trying to defend the immature utterances and obnoxious utterances of a person like Rahul Gandhi who's been convicted by a court and who's a serial and a habitual offender.
Many thanks, Mr. Poonawalla, for sharing your thoughts. So Rahul Gandhi, so the Congress party, the Congress party saying that there will be a mega protest on the streets today. Joining me is Mr. Lokesh Jindal of the Congress on the phone line. Mr. Jindal, we'd like to hear the Congress's take on this entire issue. Rahul Gandhi refusing to apologize. The BJP says it's an insult to an entire community, the OBC community, that will take revenge. That's what the tweet by Mr. JP Nadda says. Your response?
I have seen the speech of Rahul Gandhi ji multiple number of times, and nowhere am I convinced, or any sane person will be convinced, that anywhere he aimed at making any casteist remark or any particular, targeting any particular community. That's not the DNA of the Congress. And secondly, history repeats itself. This entire incident reminds me of Gandhi's visit to Champaran. When he landed at Champaran, the same thing happened. In fact, had him apprehended. He was produced, Mahatma Gandhi was produced before the judicial magistrate, and he was convicted. He was asked to pay a fine. He refused. He refused to apologize when he was not wrong. And in fact, that is the reason why yesterday Rahul Gandhi quoted Mahatma Gandhi. And he stated his religion is non-violence. And it's a coincidence that it was 23rd of March yesterday, which is also the day when Bhagat Singh, he gave his life for the country. It's very interesting how Rahul Gandhi is emerging stronger and stronger as the crusader, and he's taking a stand for democracy. And BJP knows it well that it is going to have a really difficult time ahead because it is not able to malign the image of Rahul Gandhi, no matter what it tries to, how hard it tries to. Yes.
Mr. Jindal, what do you have to say to the fact that a Surat court has convicted Mr. Rahul Gandhi, and how does the Congress intend to legally move forward on this? In which court are you planning to appeal?
First of all, this entire issue was coming under the Section 202 of the Criminal Procedure Code. So, as per the Criminal Procedure Code, the Supreme Court in the Birla Corporation has clearly laid down guidelines that the primary aim is for the magistrate to be convinced that there was indeed prima facie a grave offence. However, in October 2021, Rahul Gandhi had appeared before the Surat court, but then March 2022, the complainant, he moved to the High Court, Gujarat High Court, with the petition that he wanted a stay on the entire proceeding because he did not have enough evidence. Then suddenly in February 2023, he wanted to resume the proceeding because he said that has surfaced. So the timing of this entire incident, how in February 2023, the moment Congress started demanding responsibility of the government over the Adani Hindenburg issue, we see that the case was reopened and there was a hurried judgment that was given. You know, there is a maxim, justice hurried is justice buried. So we are going to resort to all the legal remedies. There would be an appeal to the High Court and all the higher judiciary. I am very sure all the higher judiciary, they know it very well that this entire issue does not stand a test at all. In the first instance itself, it would be the conviction. It would be set.
Right.
It would be set aside.
Right.
Yes,
right,
please.
Mr. Jindal, many thanks for sharing those details with Republic TV. And here are more news that we are tracking here coming up on Live and Breaking, even as we are covering the story about how the Congress intends to lodge a mega protest in the national capital. And let's now take a look at some more top stories. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is to address the One World TB Summit on World Tuberculosis Day at the Rudraksh Convention Center in Varanasi today. During the event, the Prime Minister will launch various initiatives to award select states and union territories and districts for their progress towards ending TB. And ahead of the Karnataka Assembly polls, Union Home Minister is set to attend regional conference on drug trafficking and national security for southern states and union territories in Bengaluru. This week, Shah will also lay the foundation stone of Sekar Samriddhi Sod and inaugurate various development works of the Cooperative Ministry of Bengaluru. Congress calls urgent meeting of its steering committee members, PCC presidents, CLP leaders and frontal organization chiefs at party headquarters in Delhi at 5 p.m. today. Party President Mallikarjun Kharge will preside over the meeting. After Congress leader Rahul Gandhi is sentenced to 2 years imprisonment by a local court in Gujarat, Surat, in a criminal defamation case, Rahul Gandhi's legal team advised him not to attend Parliament. Congress Rajya Sabha MP Pramod Tiwari submits suspension of business notice under Rule 267 in Parliament to discuss government's failure in constituting Joint Parliamentary Committee to investigate Adani Group issue. Yesterday, the opposition leaders marched to the Ambedkar statue demanding a probe into the matter. JDS leader H.D. Kumarasamy to meet West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee today, a week after her meeting with Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav. The meeting will be held at Banerjee's residence in Bhawanipur at 4 p.m. today. The two leaders will discuss the present political situation in the country and the way forward to fight and defeat the BJP in the 2024 general elections. Court to hear former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia's bail application today. In connection with the Delhi excise policy case, in the last hearing, Sisodia had told the court he has cooperated with the CBI investigation into the excise scam case, and none of the searches have revealed any incriminating material against him. And coming up in a short while, Akhilesh Yadav first, then Naveen Patnaik. And now it's Kumarasamy. Big buzz of Mamata's series of meetings. Also at United Nations, India shows Pakistan the mirror, warns against its Kashmir propaganda.
Maruti Suzuki Driving School is redefining the standards of driving training in the country since 2005. It facilitates quality training through a hybrid curriculum which includes on-road driving situations and classroom training by experts. The new age tech-enabled approach makes learning even more engaging. Every driving school is equipped with the state-of-the-art technology like driving simulator, which helps learners get accustomed with real-world scenario even before hitting the road. A combination of innovative teaching methods, real-time knowledge and practical exposure make your learning process perfect. Road safety has always been the part of Maruti Suzuki's core ethos, and through the Maruti Suzuki Driving School, it is imparting advanced driving training through a scientifically designed curriculum which is helping transform beginners into skilled and confident drivers. Apart from inducting cutting-edge technology, Maruti Suzuki has also created a range of scientifically designed courses depending on your requirements and needs. Through a wide network of driving schools, Maruti Suzuki is promoting the cause of safe driving. A school which not only transforms beginners into skilled and confident drivers, but at the same time, it inculcates safe driving culture through behavioral training and road sense. The meticulously designed courses range from beginners to advanced and corporate courses. One can select the course best suited for his or her requirements through a simple quiz. The Maruti Suzuki Driving School has a team of more than 1,500 trainers in more than 500 training schools pan-India.
There is this 26/11 incident, terror attack on Mumbai, and both nations suffered together. You think in that backdrop, post that, there is coming together?
Good morning and welcome. This is live and breaking on Republic TV. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri, and the big story that we are tracking today, of course, is going to be focused around opposition moves as Mamata Banerjee meets Kumarasamy. And of course, the hunt for Amritpal continues, even as the Punjab police say that he may now have escaped from Punjab and onto Haryana. We'll get you all of that. Here are the headlines.
ये एक राजनीतिक मुकाबला भी है, इसको हम सीधा मुकाबला करेंगे, हम पीछे हटेंगे नहीं.
From opposition meet to pan-India protest, the Congress party in complete denial as Rahul Gandhi is convicted. The Congress is in a huddle, set to appeal to higher court as Rahul goes into hiding. Akhilesh Yadav first, then Naveen Patnaik. Now it's Kumaraswamy. Big buzz of Mamata's series of meetings. Prime Minister Modi heads to Varanasi, set to inaugurate a plethora of projects.
Pakistan today stands out as the country having more cases of blasphemy than the rest of the world put together in the past few years.
As United Nations, India shows Pakistan the mirror, warns against its Kashmir propaganda. Vandalism by Khalistani extremists raised in the House of Commons, but will the United Kingdom act? Well, Pakistan interrupted a discussion on the transformation of Kashmir in Washington, D.C.'s National Press Club Thursday. In a video that is doing rounds on the internet, a visibly agitated Pakistani official appears to yell at the speaker during the discussion. At the same time, another Pakistani was seen escorted out, shouting freedom of speech. The Pakistani gentleman was then promptly escorted out. Notably, the International Center for Peace Studies hosted a panel discussion, Kashmir from Turmoil to Transformation, Perspectives from the Ground, on the 23rd of March at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C.
Thank you very much. We have the freedom of speech. Don't sound so cheap. God bless you. Don't sound so cheap. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We still love you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. The whole audience has seen your real face today. What we have seen in Kashmir, we saw in Washington today. Who sponsored that? How cruel Hindu Indians see it. You push anybody. Yeah, we can't sit there and listen to the lies. Thank you very much. We have the freedom of speech. Don't sound so cheap. God bless you. Don't sound so cheap. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We still love you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. The whole audience has seen your real face today. What we have seen in Kashmir.
And our senior executive editor Abhishek Kapoor now joins us on the phone line. Abhishek, we can see, of course, in these pictures that one of the Pakistani gentlemen is being escorted out. But give us more details into what actually happened and what is it that he said that led to this?
Well, Nupur, this was an event at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. And the two speakers were Mir Junaid, he's president of the J&K Workers' Party from Kashmir. And another was Tausif Raina, he's in fact the president of the Municipal Council of Baramulla in North Kashmir. Now, this was a panel discussion moderated by a Sunday Guardian columnist, and essentially the two speakers were to, speak on Kashmir from turmoil to transformation, essentially what changes have happened on the ground in Kashmir, in the valley, and of course Jammu as well, post the abrogation of Article 370, the transformative changes in terms of new opportunities, new avenues, and overall calm and peace that's prevailing. So obviously the Pakistanis were disturbed that this kind of narrative is getting attention, and that's why they disrupted. Now these are either directly Pakistanis or, of course, Pakistani origin US citizens, and they would have come to know of the event from the calendar of the press club, and then they thought that they should be disturbing this event and not let a narrative on Kashmir, which is about peace, which is about progress and development, go on. We can speak to, I believe, some of the participants who were there, in fact, even the speakers, either Tausif Raina or Mir Junaid. But what is important is that while on the one hand we are seeing Pakistan absolutely in doldrums, yesterday we saw 2 deaths in Charsadda because of a food riot, and those poor people, they were trying to get a bag of wheat flour, which were being distributed for the holy month of Ramadan. And on the other, you have the Pakistanis still able to, for example, create troubles in our Punjab with Amritpal Singh, and then in Washington, D.C., sending these disruptors and goons essentially to not let that event happen.
All right, Abhishek, do stay with us. We're going to try and go across to one of the people who was there. But Abhishek, you know, the other side of the story also is that these Pakistani gentlemen were escorted out, and it does appear from the pictures that we have seen that, you know, they did not want to have a peaceful sort of a discussion about this. Even if they came to the event, you know, this was something which essentially should ideally have seen, you know, discussion from both sides. But obviously they did not believe in that.
Well, yes, obviously. So Pakistan is disturbed that because their agenda, their propaganda is failing, and Kashmir is on a march to progress and post-abrogation of Article 370, which obviously was not liked by the Pakistanis. Situation is changing on the ground. Weekly Friday stone pelting incidents are zero. Increasingly, they are finding it difficult to get terror recruits. So we saw how last week there was a summit that happened, India-UAE summit, where of all nations, their brother Muslim country, the United Arab Emirates, is investing in Kashmir, which essentially is an acceptance of the fact that Kashmir belongs to India, and investment decisions were announced there. So obviously Pakistan is not liking it, just that they are not able to do anything because they are in a mess of their own making. But still, they have the temerity and the wherewithal to try to create problems in Punjab with Amritpal Singh and his gang. And of course, Amritpal Singh is on the run. And then in the case of Washington, D.C., sending some goons to disrupt an event where these speakers from Kashmir and they were talking about the transformative changes that have happened in the valley.
All right, Abhishek, thank you very much for joining us with those details. So there you can see it in the pictures, what really took place. We are given to understand that essentially this is a video that is doing the rounds on the internet where a visibly agitated Pakistani official appears to yell at the speaker during the discussion. At the same time, another Pakistani was seen escorted out shouting freedom of speech. All right, let's go across to Sapna Raina. She was someone who was present at the event. Sapna Raina, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us on Republic TV. To begin with, explain to us what happened and how did things go awry?
Good morning. It was just another talk that was being organized in Washington, D.C., transformation of Kashmir, and I happened to have the opportunity and time to attend the event. We went there. It started off on a peaceful note, but there were some people there who, in the middle of the talk, started making some, talking within themselves and got up and started shouting and using abusive languages like shame on you, and then pointing towards the Indians saying like, you Indian Hindu, and like you probably saw in the video recordings as well. Basically, when the speaker started talking about how Kashmir is transforming for better, and they kind of acknowledged what happened to the minorities and different sects of people back in Kashmir and has been happening over last few decades. Probably that didn't sit well with these people in the audience, which I'm told that they were, Pakistani sponsored. They definitely didn't have the friendly look or expression on their face. And even though they were constantly reminded by the moderator that they need to keep it, calm there, they cannot have the side conversations, and they are welcome to pose questions, but however, all to maintain the decorum in the hall, they were only accepting written questions. All of that didn't go well with them, and I guess they got agitated because the true picture of Kashmir was coming out from somebody who had just traveled from Kashmir, from ground zero. It was not a hearsay, he said, she said. They are there on the ground, and probably they could not take it. They got agitated and started acting the way they did, and they had to be finally, after a couple of warnings, they had to be escorted out by the security.
All right. Sapna Raina, thank you very much for joining us. So there we have it, the details of what really took place. We're given to understand that these two gentlemen continue to raise objections, and that is why they were asked by the moderators to leave the event.
नैतिक अधिकार लोकतंत्र में जो है वो अपने सारे नैतिक अधिकारों से भी गिर रहे हैं।
सर, एक आईपीसी के रूल के तहत अगर 2 साल तक की अगर किसी को सजा होती है उसके बाद वो उसकी सदस्यता चली जाती है, क्या आपको लगता है कि राहुल गांधी की सदस्यता जानी चाहिए?
हमारे देश में निष्पक्ष संस्थाएं इसका निर्णय लेने के लिए कानूनी प्रक्रियाएं हैं, इसलिए इस पर मैं कोई टिप्पणी नहीं करना चाहता।
इस सबके बीच में राहुल गांधी का जिक्र हुआ, कल अरविंद केजरीवाल और भगवंत मान जो कि चुने हुए मुख्यमंत्री हैं, उन्होंने भी जो है मंच से प्रधानमंत्री के लिए कुछ ऐसे शब्दों का इस्तेमाल किया।
ये राजनीति के स्तर को गिरा रहे हैं और देश में राजनीति के स्तर को सबसे ज्यादा शब्दों में राहुल गांधी ने गिराया है और कोर्ट के निर्णय से सिद्ध भी हुआ है। आपको ध्यान है कि पहले भी सर्वोच्च न्यायालय में उन्होंने माफी मांगी थी, लेकिन ये एक तरीके से लगातार ऑफेंस करने वाले व्यक्ति के रूप में अपने आप को प्रमाणित कर रहे हैं, जो किसी भी राष्ट्रीय नेता को शोभा नहीं देता।
सर, एक सवाल सर, आप एक वरिष्ठ नेता हैं अपनी पार्टी के, आप मंत्री भी हैं, जिस प्रकार से संसद में सब कुछ चल रहा है, आज फिर कांग्रेस यही मुद्दा उठाएगी सर, राहुल गांधी का संसद नहीं चल पा रहा, जो टैक्स पेयर मनी है सर वो जो है बहुत ज्यादा लॉस में जा रहा है, सर क्या कहेंगे सर?
विपक्ष का गैर जिम्मेदार पूर्ण रवैया, विपक्ष के द्वारा लगातार बिजनेस एडवाइजरी कमेटी में आने के बाद कमिटमेंट करने के बाद भी संसद को ना चलने देना, संसद को लंदन पर जाकर विदेश की धरती पर अपमानित करना और यहाँ संसद को ना चलने देना, ये कांग्रेस का जो एक देश का लोकतंत्र विरोधी रवैया है वो दर्शाता है। थैंक यू।
All right, so the BJP over there at a press conference attacking Rahul Gandhi. This, of course, is a scathing attack that we are seeing on Rahul Gandhi from the BJP after the conviction by a Surat court in a defamation case. He has been awarded 2 years in prison. Of course, he's currently out on bail. In a mega crackdown on terror, BSF troops deployed along the India-Pakistan border in the area of Metla sector, Gurdaspur. Punjab detected a drone infiltrating into Indian territory from the Pakistani side and subsequently fired upon the rogue drone during search ops conducted in the area. BSF troops recovered a consignment of a packet that was dropped through the drone containing arms and ammunition. So pictures on your screen are of the consignment that was dropped using the drone. Amandeep is joining us live from Chandigarh. He has more details on what really happened. What we know as of now is that this was a drone that has been intercepted in Gurdaspur. Amandeep, tell us more, please.
Well, absolutely, Nupur. This time a drone sortie suspected by the BSF in Gurdaspur sector, and in fact, accordingly, BSF troops act against that drone sortie, and even that drone has been pushed back to the Pakistani territory just because it was with a consignment, and drone was successfully able to drop the consignment. That consignment was recovered by BSF troops, in which they have recovered 5 9mm pistols, 10 magazines, and 31 rounds. And now BSF, along with the help of local police, they are searching the area that is there any other consignment that was dropped by that Pakistani drone, and who all are the connections on the ground at Indian territory who are continuously in touch with the Pakistani smugglers, and who supposed to receive this weapon consignment for what purpose. This is the investigation that has been done by the BSF along with the local police. But yes, the consignment, the weapon bid has been foiled by the BSF after tracing and recovering the weapon consignment with 5 pistols, 10 magazines and 31 rounds. But extensive investigation on the ground has been launched by the BSF and the local police to find out the local connections of the Pakistani smugglers which are being exploited by these Pakistani drugs and the weapon smugglers in the Indian territory, and what is the destination of these consignments, where they are supposed to be delivered. That is all underway. Yes,
all right, Amandeep, thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast. So Amandeep bringing us all those details from Chandigarh. In the Ecuadorian city of Guayaquil, heavy rains have claimed at least 21 people and left 23,000 homeless. Heavy rains continued to lash the city following the cyclone Yaku.
Heavy rains have followed Cyclone Yaku, flooding properties and roads in the Ecuadorian city of Guayaquil. The downpours have caused the Guayas River to burst its banks, causing widespread flooding in the port city. Residents in nearby Puerto Bolivar were also affected by the deluge. Officials say that heavy rains this winter season have killed at least 21 people and left 23,000 people homeless. With weather forecasts predicting more downpours, the residents await respite. Agency report for Republic TV.
You are watching Republic TV. We slip into a very short break. On the other side, we bring you more news, including Mamata Banerjee's meeting with Kumaraswamy that takes place today. And vandalism by Khalistani extremists is raised in the House of Commons.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
We have to be much tougher as a nation. If a state government does not defend national interest and national security, then the center has to immediately step in. We cannot be so soft and so indecisive that a person like Amritpal and nobody first becomes a national security threat, then becomes so out of control that he organizes a private fully armed battalion around him, attacks state policemen. When the state wakes up, this man Amritpal vamooses and organizes a car chase with thousands of security forces in Punjab. Now we know that drug dealers are giving Amritpal Mercedes SUVs to drive around in. Why? Didn't the security agencies not know about all this till now, or did they allow? If a state government does not defend national interest, then the center has to step in, whether people like it or not. These are not legal matters. These are matters of national security. The United Kingdom is officially telling the people of India and the government of India that it couldn't care less. The United Kingdom is telling the government of India that it wants to do business with India, but it will do nothing to defend Indian interests. The London Metropolitan Police says it is continuing with inquiries. On the ground, the reality is the Khalistanis have a free reign. Today, Rishi Sunak and his cabinet must decide and pick a side. They cannot appease Khalistanis on their soil and hope to forge ties with India. They cannot act on every other separatist movement and in fact do everything possible to make sure that the United Kingdom is the center of anti-India activity. The United Kingdom is allowing terrorist groups who target India to run full corporate type offices on British soil. This is payback time. Last week in the UK there were celebrations when it was reported that the economy might grow by 0.4%. If we give the British access to the Indian market by signing the free trade agreement,
Welcome back, and here's a quick look at the top international news we are tracking here on Republic. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden arrived in the Canadian capital Thursday with a focus on big global issues. Issues on the agenda are the war in Ukraine, climate change, and an increasingly assertive China and global trade. The Biden administration has made strengthening its friendship with Canada a priority over the past 2 years. The U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken appeared before the White House Appropriations Committee Thursday to testify about U.S. foreign policy priorities in the fiscal year of 2024. $63.1 billion budget proposal for the State Department and U.S. aid. As the budget was underway, Republican Chris Stewart questioned whether the administration is willing to support Zelensky's aim to reclaim Crimea. Students and parents fed up with gun violence after a shooting injured 2 administrators at the Denver High School gathered to protest at the Colorado State Capitol building Thursday. The shooting happened Wednesday morning at the East High School, not far from downtown, while 2 administrators searched a 17-year-old Austin Lyle for weapons, a daily requirement because of the boy's behavioral issues. A 3-day strike by workers in the Los Angeles Unified School District was scheduled to wrap up Thursday, but it wasn't immediately clear if any progress was made in negotiations for higher pay for teachers, aides, bus drivers, custodians and other support staff in the nation's second largest school system. The union has said that employees, including special education assistants, cafeteria workers and gardeners, would return to work today. And coming up next at the UN, India shows Pakistan the mirror, warns against its Kashmir propaganda.
The United Kingdom is officially telling the people of India and the government of India that it couldn't care less. The United Kingdom is telling the government of India that it wants to do business with India, but it will do nothing to defend Indian interests. The London Metropolitan Police says it is continuing with inquiries. On the ground, the reality is the Khalistanis have a free rein. Today, Rishi Sunak and his cabinet must decide and pick a side. They cannot appease Khalistanis on their soil and hope to forge ties with India. They cannot act on every other separatist movement and in fact do everything possible to make sure that the United Kingdom is the center of anti-India activity. The United Kingdom is allowing terrorist groups to target India to run full corporate type offices on British soil. This is payback time. Last week in the UK there were celebrations when it was reported that the economy might grow by 0.4%. If we give the British access to the Indian market by signing the free trade agreement with them, then their GDP will go up by 0.25% additionally. This is huge. Britain cannot be allowed to lecture us on fake liberalism and continue to justify terrorism as dissent. I say I disagree with the way in which Britain is continuing to hurt India's national interests repeatedly. This is the time that we finally and completely realign the relationship to let the British know where the power balance will rest.
11 associates of Amritpal are to be produced here at Baba Bakara Court Complex here in the Amritsar district. Several of them have been arrested under the Arms Act while 4 others are facing the different charges. They were sent to 4 and 3 days custody. The anti-riot police along with the rapid action force have been deployed here at the court complex to ensure that there is no law and order situation emerging out of it.
एक बात बताइए ना, इतने माउंटेन्स आपने चढ़े, इतने कॉन्टिनेंट्स पे इंक्लूडिंग एवरेस्ट, सबसे मुश्किल कौन सा था ये बताइए?
सर, आई वुड से एवरेस्ट इज ऑल.
The Union Home Minister Amit Shah has arrived at the residence of B.S. Yediyurappa in Bengaluru. Amit Shah, of course, is meeting BSY and his son Vijendra for breakfast to discuss the poll strategy for Karnataka. So in this meeting, we are told there is BSY, Vijendra and the Chief Minister. Prajwal is joining us live right now on the broadcast. Prajwal, give us a broad sense of what we're expecting from this meeting.
Looking at this entire meeting now, we could also see that the Home Minister has arrived at B.S. Yediyurappa's residence, Kaveri in Bengaluru, and he was supposed to meet both B.S. Yediyurappa as well as his son B.Y. Vijendra, who were also present along with Chief Minister Baswaraj Bommai as well. And largely now it is being stated that this is a meeting to go on and discuss poll strategy for the BJP ahead of the upcoming elections as well, because Vijendra has been tasked with heralding the Vijay Sankalpa Yatra across all the constituency, and he is in close talks with the central leaders as well, because we saw Vijayendra largely present with JP Nadda as well, and he was instrumental in launching the booth program for the BJP in the state of Karnataka along with the Chief Minister as well. And now Vijayendra's growing stature as a BJP leader is now being clearly seen over here, because when the Union Home Minister Amit Shah immediately arrived, he also spoke to Yediyurappa, but in a very lighter tone, stating that that let Vijayendra give him the bouquet first, and this clearly goes on, and if you're reading between the lines, shows Vijayendra's stature as an important leader within the Karnataka BJP, no matter who the detractors are, even within the BJP party itself, which shows that B.S. Yediyurappa had always been given prominence, but now even Vijayendra is also growing as a leader. But apart from this, they have three main missions. One is the mission 150, which the BJP had been speaking mainly in Karnataka as to how to go and approach it. The mission 20 in Bengaluru for the BJP to go on and get 20 assembly constituencies out of the 28 assembly constituencies here in Bengaluru, and also about the mission 15 in Belagavi, because after Bengaluru, Belagavi has the highest number of seats, which is 18 assembly constituencies, and now the BJP somewhere feels that if they go on to make additional inroads in the Belagavi, then in Belagavi district they can clearly go on and gain an absolute majority, because they are also looking at the margin of defeats over here.
Prajwal, do stay with us. Joining us right now on the phone line, we have Mr. Vivek Reddy. Mr. Reddy, good morning. Mr. Reddy, you know, these visuals are very, very telling. We see Amit Shah over there getting down and taking the bouquet first from B.S. Yediyurappa's son. In fact, he almost asks Mr. Yediyurappa to let his son give the bouquet first. What is it that you read out of it? Because many will see this perhaps as the top brass of the BJP being firmly behind B.S. Yediyurappa and his son, who has faced his detractors.
Well, I think this has always been so. There is nothing new in this. The BJP's policy is that all the frontline leaders have to deserve equal treatment, good treatment from the party, and are the persons who are really going to bring the votes. I think with this in light, this is nothing new, or this is nothing unique or strange. I think this is very much commonplace, and there is nothing that is to be read into it. But one thing is that the High Command, led by Narendra Modi ji, Amit Shah ji, is recognizing everybody as a team of leaders for the success of the party in the Karnataka elections this time. That is the message that goes through.
All right. All right, Mr. Reddy, thank you for joining us on that. Certain BJP leaders, of course, not wanting to see too much into it, but obviously there will be others who will think that this is a signal that's been sent to the opposing camp within the BJP that the High Command does stand firmly behind B.S. Yediyurappa, a tall Lingayat leader, and his son. You are watching Republic TV. We'll slip into a short break. When we return, we'll get you more on this.
The United Kingdom is allowing terrorist groups to target India to run full corporate type offices on British soil. This is payback time. Last week in the UK there were celebrations when it was reported that the economy might grow by 0.4%. If we give the British access to the Indian market by signing the free trade agreement with them, then their GDP will go up by 0.25% additionally. This is huge. Britain cannot be allowed to lecture us on fake liberalism and continue to justify terrorism as dissent. I say I disagree with the way in which Britain is continuing to hurt India's national interests repeatedly. This is the time that we finally and completely realign the relationship to let the British know where the power balance will rest.
11 associates of Amritpal are to be produced here at Baba Bakara Court Complex here in the Amritsar district. Several of them have been arrested under the Arms Act, while 4 others are facing the different charges. They were sent to 4 and 3 days custody. The anti-riot police along with the rapid action force have been deployed here at the court complex to ensure that there is no law and order situation emerging out of it.
एक बात बताइए ना, इतने माउंटेन्स आपने चढ़े, इतने कॉन्टिनेंट्स पे इंक्लूडिंग एवरेस्ट, सबसे मुश्किल कौन सा था ये बताइए?
सर, आई वुड से एवरेस्ट इज ऑलवेज द डिफिकल्ट वन. हालांकि लॉट ऑफ पीपल से एवरेस्ट में आजकल हर कोई चढ़ रहा है, बट लेट मी टेल यू सर, एवरेस्ट रिमेन्स एवरेस्ट. Everest is the highest mountain in the world and it will remain so. And I have find Everest to be the most difficult.
Most difficult.
Most difficult. Ultimately, crevasses उस खुम्बू ग्लेशियर में आपको क्रॉस करने हैं. Ultimately, वो लोत्से फेस में जो 70 डिग्री की वॉल है, वो आपको चढ़नी है.
डर लगा कभी?
सर, I think डरना भी जरूरी है. Because डर जब आपको लगता है, आप सतर्क रहते हैं.
The opinion about Israel within the Indian population is much more favorable vis-a-vis how Israel is seen, for example, even in the United States.
ये एक राजनीतिक मुकाबला भी है, इसको हम सीधा मुकाबला करेंगे, हम पीछे हटेंगे नहीं.
From opposition meet plans to India protest, the Congress is in complete denial as Rahul Gandhi is convicted. The Congress is in huddle mode, set to appeal to a higher court. Akhilesh Yadav first, then Naveen Patnaik, and now it's Kumaraswamy. Big buzz of Mamta's series of meetings. Prime Minister Modi heads to Varanasi, set to inaugurate a plethora of projects. At the UN, India shows Pakistan the mirror, warns against its Kashmir propaganda. And vandalism by Khalistani extremists is raised in the House of Commons, but will the UK act? Well, ahead of the assembly elections that are scheduled for Karnataka, the Union Home Minister Amit Shah has arrived at B.S. Yediyurappa's residence in Bengaluru. Amit Shah is meeting BSY and his son Vijendra for breakfast to discuss poll strategy with the two of them. Let's go across live to Prajwal, who has more details on this. Prajwal, this meeting, of course, is going to be extremely important given the fact that, Karnataka heads into polls, and for the BJP, it has been a divided house as far as the state is concerned.
Now, the BJP also has its own set of problems, especially in the state of Karnataka, with many warring factions within the BJP party itself, and mainly off late there has been a war of words between the BJP National Secretary C.T. Ravi and also B.Y. Vijayendra too, over the kitchen politics and over the decision of the tickets. But also in the larger picture for the BJP, two Vijay Sankalpa Yatras were stopped, mainly one in Chikmagaluru in Mudigere, and secondly the other in Davangere as well recently. And this turned out to be a massive embarrassment for the party, and this did not go without the notice of Union Home Minister Amit Shah, who had gone on to pull up the top leadership of the BJP party. And he had clearly sent out a warning to C.T. Ravi, stating that no sort of remarks should be made against B.S. Yediyurappa or his family as well, because somewhere the Congress in the state of Karnataka are cashing on this and stating that B.S. Yediyurappa as well as his family is being ignored, and now the BJP wants to put him into prominence only to go on and gain the Lingayat voters and the Lingayat vote bank too. And this is something which can definitely not be neglected by the BJP party. So this was the first instruction of Union Home Minister Amit Shah. Secondly, he's also gone on and spoken that there should be no sort of controversy when the Vijay Sankalpa Yatra is taking place, especially among the ticket aspirants. And wherever there is indiscipline, those ticket aspirants should not be given a party ticket. This is the sort of message which has been put out by Union Home Minister Amit Shah, especially against MP Kumaraswamy, who is the sitting MLA from the BJP, from the Mudigere Assembly constituency, where the BJP workers themselves are going on and conducting an open revolt against the MLA, stating that no matter what, a ticket should not be given because BJP stands for prosperity and development. But MP Kumaraswamy was nowhere to be seen in the constituency for the past 4 years as well. And apart from which, now they are also stating that that the tainted MLA from Channagiri, Madal Virupakshappa, who was caught in the Bribegate scam where his son Madal Prashant was taken into custody, his supporters and his followers caused a lot of problems for a MP, for a sitting MP, GM Siddeshwara, as well as MLA MP Renuka Charya. Both of them were gerawed by the BJP workers, and they were so aggressive. The supporters of Madal Virupakshappa were so aggressive that they wanted to topple their car off, and the police had to intervene. And therefore, the BJP High Command, watching this closely, has stated that there should be no sort of problem for the Vijay Sankalpa Yatra in the state of Karnataka as well, and they should go on and cover the length and breadth of the entire state of Karnataka and make sure that it happens, and tall leaders like B.S. Yediyurappa should not be insulted. Now, going on and trying to tackle the allegations which has been made by the Congress. Today, the Congress is holding a Raj Bhavan Chalo movement when the time is there, when Union Home Minister Amit Shah is visiting, where the Congress at the same point of time will take a march from their office towards the governor's office, and therefore now the state leaders are stating that the SC/ST reservation order, the bill which was passed in the winter session of the assembly in Belagavi, it should be brought under Schedule 9 so that it gets legal protection as well. This is one of the major demands of the state BJP leaders with Union Home Minister Amit Shah, where he is now, it is being learnt, has gone on to give assurance that it will be included as well, because now the reservation in Karnataka has crossed more than 50%, and therefore if it is supposed to be legally considered, it should have to be legally provided a protection by bringing it under Schedule 9 of the Constitution, which Union Home Minister Amit Shah had also spoken. And now the BJP wants to make sure in Karnataka that they will not give any other controversies or scams for the Congress to highlight and go to the people as well. And also talks are being held over the manifesto too, and we can expect that within the next week the BJP party in the state of Karnataka will be releasing their manifesto and will be approaching the people. There will be mainly, it is being understood, sources within the no state that the manifesto will be divided into two parts, one especially for the women and youth, and other for the general public as well. So we will need to wait and watch.
Prajwal, do stay with us. I'm going to have to interrupt you there. But joining us on the broadcast is Mr. R.P. Singh from the BJP. Mr. Singh, the fact is that Amit Shah arrives in Bengaluru, and he chooses first to go to B.S. Yediyurappa's home for breakfast, and there, of course, he greets his son first. That among party cadres must be sending a message that the High Command, at least, stands firmly behind the choices that are being made by Mr. Yediyurappa and his son. Is that the message you think that will be going out to the cadre at large?
Well, you are reading too much into the subject. The fact is that Yediyurappa is a very tall leader. And then Amit Shah ji or any other leader who goes to Karnataka must visit Yediyurappa ji, and because of for understanding how to go about the election, and also drawing out the strategy about election also. And BJP is a serious party, unlike Congress, whose leaders are more busy with many other affairs. We work round the clock for party, and our cadre work round the clock, and so our leaders also. So Amit Shah ji has gone to Yediyurappa ji's house as part of the election strategy, and to discuss the election strategies with him.
All right. Mr. Singh, appreciate your speaking to us on Republic TV. Thank you for joining us. So the BJP over there, of course, saying that we seem to be reading too much into these moves that are being made, but that only time will tell. You are watching Republic TV, and we are continuing to bring you updates right now on what's happening in Karnataka. As the state heads to poll, the Home Minister Amit Shah is in Bengaluru. He had a breakfast meeting with B.S. Yediyurappa and his son. Now, it's been over 150 hours, and the Khalistani fugitive Amritpal continues to be on the run. In the latest development, Republic TV has accessed visuals of Amritpal's AKF members wearing bulletproof vests in Jalupur Khera. The youth were armed and trained by Amritpal Singh in the Jalupur Khera. All these people were trained in weapons use against the government. So pictures on your screen are of men who appear to be wearing these AKF jackets. at the moment, of course, consuming a meal, but you can see that they are wearing these bulletproof jackets. Now, the allegations that have been made against Amritpal Singh include that he was trying to raise a private army or a private militia in Punjab to fight the Indian government. Now, apart from that, of course, there have also been a seizure of huge amount of arms from Amritpal Singh and his supporters. We have seen country-made pistols as well as other arms being taken from Amritpal and his supporters. Now, pictures on your screen are of the AFK, which is these pictures, of course, do show how Amritpal Singh has raised this private army, and it appears that they were provided by arms and ammunition, and which were, according to the police, supplied by either arms dealers or drugs dealers who have a huge network in Punjab. Now, even as this happens, of course, the hunt for Amritpal Singh continues. It's been over 7 days and the Punjab police has still not been able to track him. Let's go across, I think, to Amandeep, who has more details on this. Amandeep, to begin with, explain to us what these visuals essentially sort of allude to.
Well, Nupur, these visuals are from Jallupur Kheda, and this is basically belongs to Anandpur Khalsa Fauj. That is Amritpal's own militias that he was trying to create, with that just handing over the arms to the youth and asking them to practicing for the fire, just because he always make the mind of the people along with him that one day they all have to fight against the system, against the government, and for that arms are very much important and they have to practice it. So that he has created a camp of AKF, Anandpur Khalsa Fauj, in Jallupur Kheda itself, where they practice along, where Amritpal used to give them the training for the weapon usage of the weapons. There was a firing range they have set up, and where Amritpal Singh did the counseling of these youth how to mind wash those people and what actually inject in their mind against the nation, against the state. So this all practice were together. And these videos are accessed just because they have made a social media platform that is now blocked by the Indian government. And in fact, these videos were being circulated among the youth so that at least they can incline towards the weaponizing, brandishing the weapons after witnessing these videos. So this is a very big plan of Amritpal Singh, and in fact creating his own militias is a clear-cut indication that one day he's going to open the war against the state and against the nation. And in his speeches, while addressing to the people or to the supporters and the members of Anandpur Khalsa Fauj, he always quote this, that the day is not far that AKF will rule and our Indian army will be washed away from the Punjab and it turned to be the Khalistan. This is the kind of motive and the plans of Amritpal Singh, and step by step he was getting the support of ISI. He was providing the training to use the weapons against the state. He has set up a firing range. Jallupur Kheda itself, not a native place of Amritpal Singh. It turned out to be the headquarter of Anandpur Khalsa Fauj. It turned out to be the center point of Waris Punjab Day. It turned out to be the center point and the headquarter to radicalize the youth against the state. So these are the videos that are actually the evidence of this entire scenario, that how Amritpal Singh is radicalizing the youth and putting weapons in their hands. Yes.
All right, do stay with us, Amandeep. In fact, Republic TV has also managed to access an audio tape of Amritpal's uncle Harjeet Singh. Listen into what he said.
पपल जी एक काम करो, मेरा रद्दा वे भी मैं ते ना अज रात नूं जां सवेरे गिरफ्तारी दे देनी आ ते मैं लगा फोन करन ते मैं IG साहब जिहड़े भार्गव जी नहीं उन्हां भी गल कर लगा ते मेरा इरादा वा भी मतलब मैं गिरफ्तारी दे दां ते मीडिया दे सामने दईए क्योंकि मैं अज ना न्यूज़ ते सुन रहा सां भी मतलब जिहड़ा ना बिट्टू नहीं बेंते का वो बहुत बकवास मारन दिया ऐ जी वो कहता मैं गिरफ्तारी देनी मैं भज मतलब हुण भज्जा फिरदा वा तो इहो जिहियां गल्लां लोकां दे विच भी जाणियां वा ते मेरा इरादा वा भी आपां भज्जीए ना इह गल तो क्योंकि गिरफ्तारी अज नहीं कल नूं आपां देनी पऊगी जे कल नूं किते उन्हां ने उदां फड़ लिया तो फिर अपनी बेइज्जती हो इस गल दे विच है इह करके आपां योधियां वर्गों गिरफ्तारी दईए जिद्दां देण दा हक हुंदा वा ते लोकां दे भी मूँह बंद हो जाणगे गिरफ्तारी तो सिर्फ अपना मकसद उदण इह सी गिरफ्तारी आपां उदण भी दे सकदे सां उदण जे अपना वहीर ते जाण दा ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਨਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ। ਹੁਣ ਵਹੀਰ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਜਾਇਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ, ਵਹੀਰ ਤੇ ਆਲਮੋਸਟ ਕੈਂਸਲ ਹੀ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਕੰਮ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਵਹੀਰ ਤੇ ਜਾਇਆ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ ਤੇ ਗ੍ਰਿਫਤਾਰੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਦਈਏ, ਸਾਰੇ ਨੇ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਨੂੰ ਸੱਦ ਲਈਏ ਟੌਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਦਿਨ ਭੱਜਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ ਇੱਥੋਂ। ਕੈਮਰੇ ਕੁਮਰੇ 4 ਬਨੇ ਲੱਗੇ ਆ, ਤੇ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਆ ਵੀ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਹੋਣੇ, ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਸੁਣੀ ਲੈਣੀ ਤੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ, ਤੇ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਵੀਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵਾ ਇਹਦੇ ਤੇ ਗੌਰ ਕਰੋ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ।
Amandeep, coming back to you on this audio that we have now accessed. In this audio, it is extremely clear that Amritpal's uncle seemed to suggest that they should surrender. Who is he speaking to in this audio?
Well, Nupur, this audio message was recorded on intervening night of 19th and 20th of March, when Amritpal's uncle Harjeet Singh supposed to surrender before the police. And in fact, before giving him into the custody of police, he has recorded a message for the Papalpreet as well as for Amritpal and posted them. And in that message, he was clear-cut saying that there is no use of to be the fugitive of the police. You cannot run for the longest time, you will be apprehended. So my request is to kindly surrender before the police. That turned out to be in the favor of Amritpal and his group. Now when he's on the run, people are talking about him that he turned to be an absconder, he's afraid of the police arrest, and in fact the Waris Punjab Day is getting defamed. And in that audio, in the last word, he said that I am going to surrender, and I suggest Papalpreet and Amritpal, they both were together, I suggest both of you to surrender before the police. That would be much, much better. Otherwise, you have to face the consequences, and you cannot hide from the police net for the longest time. There are cameras installed all around you, and your locations will definitely be tracked by the police. So this is the last audio message that has been sent by the uncle Harjeet Singh to Amritpal and Papalpreet. Both are absconding, and Uncle Harjeet Singh is saying to surrender is the best option before the police. And after sending this audio message to Papalpreet and Amritpal, immediately Harjeet Singh has given his custody to Amritsar police, and in fact later NSA has been imposed against him. But the point is that Amritpal and Papalpreet, they both are absconding, and in fact they are not in touch with any of other person. They are running away from the police net, and in fact they are not listening to their own people who were from the very first day turned out to be the driving force of Amritpal, Waris Punjab Day and Papalpreet. But now they have turned separate from every thought of the Waris Punjab Day organization, and they have started taking their own decisions. And that is the reason till the date they are absconding, they are fugitive, they are not landed in the police net. Yes.
All right. So the police, of course, is still looking for Amritpal and his accomplice, now believed to have gone to Haryana. And thereafter, of course, we are now also learning that there is a high alert that's been sounded in Uttarakhand as well. Thank you very much for joining us. And here's a look at what else is making news this morning. Prime Minister Modi will address the One World TB Summit on World Tuberculosis Day at the Rudraksh Convention Centre in Varanasi today. During the event, Prime Minister Modi is set to launch various initiatives. The PM will also award select states and UTs and districts for their progress towards ending TB. Ahead of the Karnataka Assembly elections, Union Home Minister is set to attend regional conference on drug trafficking and national security for the southern states, UTs in Bengaluru. Amit Shah will also lay the foundation stone of Shekhar Samruddhi Saud and inaugurate various development works of Cooperative Ministry in Bengaluru. Now, the Congress has called for an urgent meeting of its steering committee members, the PPCC presidents, CLP leaders and frontal organisation chiefs at the party headquarters in Delhi at 5 this evening. Party President Mallikarjun Kharge will preside over this meeting. After the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment by a local court in Gujarat, Surat, in a criminal defamation case, Rahul Gandhi's legal team advised him not to attend Parliament. Congress Rajya Sabha MP Pramod Tiwari has submitted a suspension of business notice under Rule 267 in the Parliament to discuss the government's failure in constituting a JPC to investigate the Adani Group. Yesterday, the opposition leaders had marched to the Ambedkar statue, demanding a probe into the matter. H.D. Kumaraswamy will be meeting West Bengal's Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee today, a week after her meeting with the Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav. The meeting will be held at Banerjee's residence in Bhawanipur at 4 this evening. The two leaders will discuss the present political situation in the country and the way forward to fight the defeat the BJP in 2024. The court will hear former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia's bail application today in connection with the Delhi excise policy case. In the last hearing, Sisodia had told the court that he had cooperated with the CBI's investigation into the excise scam case and none of the searches had revealed any incriminating evidence against him. The SIT investigating into the TSPSC exam paper leak case has issued notices to the BJP state president Bandi Sanjay. Bandi Sanjay had alleged that several leaders of the ruling BRS are involved in the TPSC's exam paper leak case that took place over a week ago. The SIT has summoned the BJP leader for questioning today. The Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is set to move the Finance Bill 23 in the Lok Sabha today. The move will give effect to the financial proposals of the central government for the financial year 23-24 to be taken into consideration. Indigo Airlines, in a statement on Thursday, expressed their regret for the inconvenience caused to other passengers after 2 passengers were booked for being drunk and misbehaving with the crew. Now, amid the massive crackdown on the Varis Punjab, the chief Amritpal Singh, Khalistan sympathizers have staged protests in 4 countries. In response, India dealt with the situation with a series of powerful moves as they continued to fight back.
A sweeping crackdown against Khalistan ideologue Amritpal Singh and his aides began on March 18. The very next day, Khalistani elements in the UK, US, Canada and Australia hit the streets to protest against the crackdown. In London, a Khalistani mob went all out, from smashing windows at the Indian High Commission to targeting Indian flag. They did it all. The same Khalistani mob went on a rampage on Wednesday. But Indian citizens fought back. Several Indian diaspora groups gathered for a festive demonstration outside the India House to show solidarity with the Indian mission. Indian flags could be seen waved about as around hundreds of Indian origin people chanted slogans such as Bharat Mata Ki Jai and danced to popular Indian tunes Jai Ho and Rang De Basanti at We Stand By High Commission of India demonstration.
It's my duty to come in support of India and the Indian government of what happened last Sunday. I think it's very important that we express our disappointment and anger at the insult of our Union flag, and also it's a real, because this is the Indian flag is in our heart, and to insult it in the way it was done last Sunday, that's the reason why I'm here, to express my disappointment and anger at what's going on. And we all stand united under this flag.
The US and UK issued assurances to provide safety to Indian missions and the diplomats posted there. But will they fulfill their promise is what remains to be seen. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
You are watching Republic TV. We slip into a very short break. On the other side, we bring you more news, including the Congress Party, of course, will be holding a series of meetings with opposition leaders. And at the UN, India shows Pakistan the mirror, warns against its Kashmir propaganda.
Eleven associates of Amritpal are to be produced here at Baba Bakara Court Complex here in the Amritsar district. Several of them have been arrested under the Arms Act, while 4 others are facing the different charges. They were sent to 4 and 3 days custody. The anti-roid police along with the rapid action force have been deployed here at the court complex to ensure that there is no law and order situation emerging out of it.
एक बात बताइए ना, इतने माउंटेन्स आपने चढ़े, इतने कॉन्टिनेंट्स पे इंक्लूडिंग एवरेस्ट, सबसे मुश्किल कौन सा था ये बताइए?
सर, आई वुड से एवरेस्ट इज ऑलवेज द डिफिकल्ट वन. हालांकि लॉट ऑफ पीपल से एवरेस्ट में आजकल हर कोई चढ़ रहा है, बट लेट मी टेल यू सर, एवरेस्ट रिमेन्स एवरेस्ट. Everest is the highest mountain in the world and it will remain so. And I have find Everest to be the most difficult.
Most difficult.
Most difficult. Ultimately crevasses उस खुम्बू ग्लेशियर में आपको क्रॉस करने हैं. Ultimately वो लोत्से फेस में जो 70 डिग्री की वॉल है वो आपको चढ़नी है.
डर लगा कभी?
सर, आई थिंक डरना भी जरूरी है, बिकॉज डर जब आपको लगता है आप सतर्क रहते हैं.
The opinion about Israel within the Indian population is much more favorable vis-a-vis how Israel is seen, for example, even in the United States.
There is a known phenomena here that Israelis after military service, they choose to come to India, what I call a full immersion visit. So they don't come 5-star hotels. They go backpackers, they want to live, they go to Vipassana and they want to be part, I think, and parcel of the culture, to live like Indians. 30, 40 years, Israelis have been doing it. Now it's the second generation. I see the parents here coming and bringing their teenager children to show them their experience from India when they were after military service.
आपने कर्नल जमाल कौन कौन से माउंटेन्स क्लाइम करे ये बताइए? एवरेस्ट आप 3 बार चढ़ चुके हैं?
यस.
अब आप मुझे कॉन्टिनेंट वाइज बताइए, कौन से कॉन्टिनेंट की टॉलेस्ट पीक थी जो आपने चढ़ी?
Climbed sir Kilimanjaro, that is Africa's highest mountain. That was my first mountain. Then obviously sir I went to Elbrus, that was Russia sir. That is highest mountain of Europe sir. That is Mount Elbrus. So then I went to Aconcagua, that is the highest mountain of South American continent sir. Then I went to Carsten's Pyramid, that is Australasian continental shelf. So we went and climbed that. It is supposed to be the Australian highest mountain. And उसके पहले
Welcome back. Now, it's been over 150 hours since the Punjab police have been looking for Amritpal Singh. The police now suspect that he could have moved to near the Nepal border, even though a high alert has been sounded in Uttarakhand. Here's a detailed report on the measures that the police have undertaken now to try and track Amritpal Singh.
Khalistani fugitive who is still on the run from 18th of March. Now his posters and his photographs has been pasted at Nepal borders in Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand police and Uttar Pradesh police have sounded a high alert at the Nepal border villages and pressed the police force on the ground with the photographs and the posters of Amritpal Singh to make him identified by the local villagers. Meanwhile, these posters and the photographs has also been pasted at the international border with Nepal and even shared with the SSB also to identify Amritpal Singh, just because last location has been tracked in Haryana's Shahbad, and after that he was escaped, and in fact the last location that was tracked by Punjab police was of 20th of March. That means 2 days after he escaped from the police net. But what after that? There are strong apprehensions that he might fled or he tried to fled from Uttarakhand or Uttar Pradesh to Nepal, just because there are strong connections of Amritpal Singh in Nepal that are providing them all kind of support. So posters and the photographs has been pasted at international border in Nepal. The police is in high alert of Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh.
And still to come at the UN, India shows Pakistan the mirror once against its Kashmir propaganda.
एक बात बताइए ना, इतने माउंटेन्स आपने चढ़े, इतने कॉन्टिनेंट्स पे इंक्लूडिंग एवरेस्ट, सबसे मुश्किल कौन सा था ये बताइए?
सर, आई वुड से एवरेस्ट इज ऑलवेज द डिफिकल्ट वन. हालांकि लॉट ऑफ पीपल से एवरेस्ट में आजकल हर कोई चढ़ रहा है, बट लेट मी टेल यू सर, एवरेस्ट रिमेन्स एवरेस्ट. Everest is the highest mountain in the world and it will remain so. And I have find Everest to be the most difficult.
Most difficult.
Most difficult. Ultimately crevasses उस खुम्बू ग्लेशियर में आपको क्रॉस करने हैं. Ultimately वो लोत्से फेस में जो 70 डिग्री की वॉल है वो आपको चढ़नी है.
डर लगा कभी?
सर, आई थिंक डरना भी जरूरी है, बिकॉज डर जब आपको लगता है आप सतर्क रहते हैं.
The opinion about Israel within the Indian population is much more favorable vis-a-vis how Israel is seen, for example, even in the United States.
There is a known phenomena here that Israelis after military service, they choose to come to India, what I call a full immersion visit. So they don't come 5-star hotels. They go backpackers, they want to live, they go to Vipassana, and they want to be part, I think, and parcel of the culture, to live like Indians. 30, 40 years, Israelis have been doing it. Now it's the second generation. I see the parents here coming and bringing their teenager children to show them their experience from India when they were after military service.
आपने कर्नल जमाल कौन कौन से माउंटेन्स क्लाइम करे ये बताइए। एवरेस्ट आप 3 बार चढ़ चुके हैं?
Yes.
अब आप मुझे कॉन्टिनेंट वाइज बताइए कौन से कॉन्टिनेंट की टॉलेस्ट पीक थी जो आपने चढ़ी?
Climbed sir Kilimanjaro, that is Africa's highest mountain. That was my first mountain. Then obviously sir I went to Elbrus, that was Russia sir. That is highest mountain of Europe sir. That is Mount Elbrus. So then I went to Aconcagua, that is the highest mountain of South American continent sir. Then I went to Carsten's Pyramid, that is Australasian continental shelf. So we went and climbed that. It is supposed to be the Australian highest mountain. And उसके पहले एवरेस्ट में चढ़ चुका था sir. Then I went and climbed the highest mountain of North American continent, that is Alaska. That name is Mount Denali. So then last was Vinson Massif, that was in Antarctica. Antarctica's highest mountain, because it's the 7th continent. So the highest mountain is Vinson Massif.
Armed struggle is the only way. Investing in armed struggle and destabilizing in India with, you know, how they've been operating for the last 30 years.
Thank you for tuning in to Friday's edition of Live and Breaking. It's 10:30. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. We'll get you all the top stories over the next half an hour, starting first with the top headlines.
नीतिक मुकाबला भी है, इसको हम सीधा मुकाबला करेंगे, हम पीछे हटेंगे नहीं।
From opposition meet to pan-India protest, Vadra Congress in complete denial as Rahul is convicted. Vadra Congress in huddle mode is set to appeal to higher court as Rahul goes into hiding. Amidst infighting rumours, Amit Shah at Yediyurappa's residence discuss poll strategy ahead. Akhilesh Yadav first, then Naveen Patnaik, and now it's Kumaraswamy, big buzz of Mamta's series of meetings. Prime Minister Modi heads to Varanasi, set to inaugurate a plethora of projects. It's a big embarrassment for Pakistan. National interrupts discussion on Kashmir at United States asked to leave. All right, to the big focus this morning, Prime Minister Modi would be in home turf today. In fact, we're given to understand that Prime Minister Modi has already arrived in Varanasi, where he would be inaugurating plethora of projects amounting to more than 1,700 crore rupees. So all eyes on Prime Minister Modi's visit to his home turf, Varanasi. We're given to understand that he would be inaugurating several projects as well. Let's go across to Anamika from Bharat, who's there at the venue where Prime Minister would be dedicating a lot of projects. Anamika, take us through what exactly is expected today at Prime Minister's home turf in Varanasi.
बिल्कुल समीक्षा, देखिए यहाँ पे प्रधानमंत्री मोदी नवरात्र के मौके पर तोहफों की बारिश करने वाले हैं काशी के ऊपर, और 1780 करोड़ की जो 28 परियोजनाएं हैं उनका लोकार्पण शिलान्यास पीएम मोदी की ओर से किया जाएगा। पीएम मोदी वाराणसी पहुंच भी चुके हैं। फिलहाल जो उनके 2 महत्वपूर्ण कार्यक्रम है, उसमें जो पहला कार्यक्रम है वो रुद्राक्ष कन्वेंशन सेंटर में है, लिहाजा पीएम मोदी सबसे पहले वहीं पहुंचे हैं और वहां पर वो टीबी को लेकर जो एक सेमिनार है 3 दिवसीय, उसका आयोजन किया जा रहा है, जिसका शुभारंभ पीएम मोदी को करना है। लिहाजा पीएम मोदी की मौजूदगी रुद्राक्ष कन्वेंशन सेंटर में हो गई है। 12 बजे के आसपास पीएम मोदी की मौजूदगी यहां पर होगी और पीएम मोदी यहां पर 1780 करोड़ की परियोजनाओं का लोकार्पण करेंगे, शिलान्यास करेंगे। और देखिए आपको मंच की जो तस्वीरें दिखा दूं मैं आपको। इसके अलावा देखिए पूरा का पूरा जो पंडाल देख रहे हैं आप, यहाँ पर अभी से यहाँ पे पैर रखने की जगह नहीं मिलेगी आपको, क्योंकि पीएम मोदी की आगवानी करने के लिए काशीवासी पहले से ही यहाँ पर उनकी मौजूदगी है। 25,000 से ज्यादा लोग यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं। संपूर्णानंद संस्कृत विश्वविद्यालय का कैंपस है ये, जहाँ पे पीएम मोदी को लोगों को संबोधित करना है। और सबसे ज्यादा बड़ी बात यहाँ पर ये कि पीएम मोदी नवरात्र के मौके पर काशी को रोपवे देने जा रहे हैं, जिसके बारे में कहा जा रहा है कि रोपवे दुनिया का तीसरा और देश का पहला ऐसा शहर काशी होगा जहाँ पे रोपवे का इस्तेमाल पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट के लिए किया जाएगा। माना किया जाता है कि काशी में चूंकि ट्रैफिक को लेकर बहुत समस्याएं हैं, सकरी गलियां हैं, लिहाजा जो विदेशी पर्यटक आते हैं उनको बहुत दिक्कतें होती हैं। लिहाजा अब रोपवे बन जाने के बाद से उनको ये राहत मिलेगी, ट्रैफिक से उनको जूझना नहीं पड़ेगा। कहा जा रहा है कि मैक्सिमम कामकाज इसमें कर लिया गया, लेकिन अगले 2 साल में रोपवे बनकर तैयार हो जाएगा और रोपवे के जरिए लोग एक जगह से दूसरी जगह पे कम से कम ट्रैवल कर सकेंगे, समय कम लगेगा और उनके लिए एक अलग अनोखा आकर्षण का केंद्र भी होगा। एक बार तस्वीर एक बार और से दिखा दूं मैं आपको। देखिए मंच पर देखिए आपके जो काशी के स्थानीय जो नेता हैं उनकी मौजूदगी हो गई है। 1 घंटे के बाद पीएम मोदी भी यहाँ पर उनकी मौजूदगी होगी, पीएम मोदी का संबोधन भी होगा। यहाँ पर 9 परियोजनाएं ऐसी हैं जिनकी आधारशिला यहाँ पर रखी जाएगी, जबकि 20 परियोजनाएं ऐसी हैं 200 करोड़ की जिनका आज लोकार्पण किया जाएगा। यानी कि आज ये योजनाएं जनता के सुपुर्द कर दी जाएंगी, जनता के लिए लोकार्पित कर दी जाएंगी। शिलान्यास को लेकर जरूर कहा जा रहा है कि रोपवे के अलावा सिगरा स्टेडियम जो ऑलरेडी काशी में है, उसके 2nd फेज का और 3rd फेज का आधारशिला पीएम मोदी की ओर से आज रखा जाएगा। यानी कि जिस तरीके से खेलों को लेकर के पीएम मोदी आज एक बड़ा सौगात देने वाले काशीवासियों को, उसको भी लेकर लोगों में काफी एक्साइटमेंट है। और देखिए यहाँ पे अभी से काफी संख्या में काशीवासियों की मौजूदगी यहाँ पर हो गई है। मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ की मौजूदगी पीएम मोदी के साथ है। राज्यपाल आनंदीबेन पटेल ने आगवानी की है, पीएम मोदी के स्वागत किया है उनका। इसके बाद वो साथ में ही उनके, और कहा जा रहा है कि यहाँ पर भी मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ के संबोधन के बाद पीएम मोदी का संबोधन होगा। और देखिए एक एक करके जो यहाँ के जिले के अध्यक्ष है, बाकी जो क्षेत्रीय अध्यक्ष है, बाकी जो बीजेपी संगठन के तमाम लोग हैं, महिलाएं हैं, उनकी भी मौजूदगी यहाँ पर हो गई है। लेकिन सबसे ज्यादा एक्साइटेड है संपूर्णानंद यूनिवर्सिटी के वो स्टूडेंट्स जिनके लिए ये ऐतिहासिक मौका होगा जब वो सामने से पीएम मोदी को न सिर्फ देख सकेंगे, सुन सकेंगे, बल्कि उन्हें इंटरेक्शन का मौका मिलेगा। इसके अलावा अगर
just stay with us, just to tell our viewers also, this is a convoy of Prime Minister that is just arriving in Varanasi. Shortly, in a while from now, Prime Minister would also be speaking, inaugurating a host of projects amounting to more than 1,700 crore rupees. So these are the first visuals that are just coming in of Prime Minister's convoy that is arriving as we speak. During this event, we understand Prime Minister would be launching various initiatives, which includes the TB Mukt Panchayat initiative, official pan-India rollout of shorter TB preventive treatment and family-centric care model for TB as well. So those are some of the initiatives by the central government. The Prime Minister there having arrived in Varanasi as we speak. Let's go back to Anamika. Anamika, give us a sense, if you can talk to the people around as well, how excited are they as Prime Minister is there at his home turf?
बिल्कुल मैं कोशिश करूंगी समीक्षा की मैं बात करूं लोगों से और जानने की कोशिश करूं कि पीएम मोदी की मौजूदगी को लेकर क्या चल रहा है उनके मन में, और मैं उनसे बात करूंगी और जानने की कोशिश करूंगी कि क्या आज सोचते हैं वो पीएम मोदी को लेकर के। आज आप लोग पीएम मोदी को देखने सुनने के लिए आए हुए हैं, क्या चल रहा है आप लोग के
मन में? अच्छा चल रहा है कि अच्छा ही देंगे काशी में, और जो भी उन्होंने काशी के लिए किया या भारत के लिए किया बहुत अच्छा किया, आगे भी वो बहुत अच्छा ही करेंगे।
काशी को रोपवे मिलने वाला है, ये बड़ी सौगात है पीएम मोदी की ओर से।
ये हम लोग के लिए बहुत ही बड़ा सम्मिलित सौगात है, जो हम लोगों ने भविष्य में नहीं सोचे थे कि कभी काशी में ऐसा होगा, पर इतना भी जरूर सोचे थे कि जहाँ मोदी रहेंगे सारा सब कुछ मुमकिन है।
मतलब मोदी है तो मुमकिन है। मोदी, और क्या कहना आपको मोदी जी से? आज
मोदी जी से बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, और हमारे बनारस में हम लोग सोच भी नहीं सकते थे रोपो आएगा, आ गया, बड़ी खुशी का बात है। बहुत
ये जितना काम उन्होंने किया है आज तक कोई सरकार किया नहीं है, हमेशा वो महिलाओं के पक्ष में हमेशा खड़े रहे हैं और आगे भी खड़े रहेंगे, क्योंकि हम लोगों ने समझ लीजिए उनका इतना उत्साह से इंतजार करते हैं। जैसे कहते हैं कि हम लोग अपने बेटे कहीं प्रदेश चले जाते हैं, बहुत सालों बाद आते हैं तो हम लोग इंतजार में आके गड़ाए रहते हैं, बस उसी तरह उल्लास में हम लोग बैठे हुए कि बस वो आए और समझ बस उनके एक झलक के लिए समझ लीजिए कि हम लोग दीवाने हैं।
एक झलक के लिए दीवाने हैं काशीवासी पीएम मोदी के लिए, और जो खुशी एक्साइटमेंट है वो फेस पे दिखाई भी दे रहा है, सबके चेहरे पे मुस्कुराहट है। और कहना ये है कि जो तोहफे मिल रहे हैं वो तो है ही एक्स्ट्रा, लेकिन इस बीच बड़ी बात इनके लिए है कि आज उनको पीएम मोदी को देखने सुनने के लिए मिलेगा, ये उनके लिए बहुत बड़ी बात है।
Thank you for giving a sense of the excitement which is very much palpable as we speak. The people there anticipating a Prime Minister's visit to that particular location. The visuals there meanwhile coming on your screens are of Prime Minister's convoy that is seen arriving in Varanasi as we speak. So just a short while back, Prime Minister's chopper landed in Varanasi. The visuals there right now coming in of Prime Minister's convoy. So Prime Minister there who would be inaugurating a lot of projects. The summit we understand is being organized by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and Stop TB Partnership which would be inaugurated by the Prime Minister. And among the host of projects that would be inaugurated also includes foundation stone of the passenger ropeway from Varanasi Kant station. The cost of the project we understand is estimated to be more than 600 crore rupees. The ropeway in itself would be more than 300 kilometers in length with 5 stations that would facilitate ease of movement for the tourists, pilgrims and residents of Varanasi. Prime Minister would also be inaugurating foundation stone of a sewage treatment plant that would be built at a cost of more than 300 crore rupees. So a passenger ropeway other than redevelopment work and foundation stone for LPG bottling plant as well. Going back to Anamika, once again take us through those projects that would be inaugurated by the Prime Minister, estimated to be around 1,780 crore rupees.
और आप बताइए कि पीएम मोदी आज आ रहे हैं, क्या चल रहा है आपके मन में पीएम मोदी के लिए?
मेरे मन में बहुत उत्साह चल रहा है, वो उनके आने का खुशी में हम लोग बहुत मतलब इच्छुक हैं और बहुत उनका इंतजार कर रहे हैं हम लोग कि वो आए हम लोग के बीच में और हमेशा आते रहें। ठीक है,
बहुत सारी योजनाओं का तोहफा भी मिलने वाला काशीवासियों को,
बहुत तोहफा मिलने वाला। हम लोग आशीर्वाद मोदी जी को हम लोग देखना चाह रहे हैं कि खुशी के बाद निरा रहा है।
क्या चल रहा है मन में आज सौगातों को लेकर, क्योंकि आज तो एक बहुत सारी योजनाएं हैं जिसका लोकार्पण होगा, शिलान्यास होगा, और क्या चल रहा है आपके मन में पीएम मोदी के लिए, क्या कुछ कहना
मन में चला कि हमारे देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री जो मोदी जी आज जो है आ रहे हैं अपने संसदीय क्षेत्र बनारस जो है, और जो भी योजना का उत्पादन करेंगे जो है और सबके सामने जो शिलान्यास होगा।
देखिए यहाँ पे जो लोग हैं इनके अंदर जो है उत्साह इस बात को लेकर पीएम मोदी को देखने सुनने को मिलेगा। आज सौगातों की बारिश हो रही नवरात्र के मौके पर पीएम मोदी की मौजूदगी में, क्या कहना है?
मैं रत्नाकर राज स्वच्छता अभियान संयोजक हूँ और बड़े हर्ष से काशीवासी आज बहुत खुश हैं कि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी 1800 करोड़ की सौगात देने जा रहे हैं। पूरे भारत में कहीं भी रोपवे का शिलान्यास नहीं हुआ है। काशी के लोगों को ये सौभाग्य प्राप्त हुआ है कि ये रोपवे का जो है माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के द्वारा आज सेवा में उद्घाटन करेंगे।
तो काशी के लिए सौभाग्य है ये, और कहा भी जा रहा है कि दरअसल ये जो रोपवे है ये दुनिया का तीसरा और देश का पहला।
All right, so Anamika, they're reporting live from Varanasi as we speak. The visuals there beaming live on your screens right now of Prime Minister who's there in Varanasi, a big infra push in Varanasi as he would be inaugurating several projects amounting to more than 1,700 crore rupees, which includes a ropeway and a sewage plant as well. So plethora of projects which also includes foundation stone for phase 2 of the redevelopment work of a stadium that would be laid by the Prime Minister.
भारत इससे मुक्त हो जाएगा और फिर कई कदम उठाए गए हैं, कई नए इनोवेशन के साथ, नई इनिशिएटिव के साथ कदम उठाया गया था, जिसका असर अब दिख रहा है कि देश में इस वक्त 13 लाख टीबी के मरीज हैं। और एक निश्चय मित्र करके एक पहल शुरू की गई थी सितंबर से, तो उसमें ऐसा था कि कोई भी व्यक्ति हो या सिविल सोसाइटी या इंस्टीट्यूशन टीबी मरीज उनको गोद ले सकता है, और करीब 74,000 निक्षय मित्र अब तक बन चुके हैं और जो 10 लाख टीबी मरीज हैं उनको उन्होंने गोद लिया है। तो एक तरफ सरकार के साथ साथ जो सिविल सोसाइटी के लोग हैं, समाज भी आगे आया है और उनकी भी जिम्मेदारी बनी है कि जो भारत टीबी मुक्त होगा तो उनकी भी भागीदारी हो। तो ये जन भागीदारी के तहत समाज को जोड़ा गया है। अब से थोड़ी देर पहले प्रधानमंत्री जब देख रहे थे जो वहाँ पे स्टॉल लगा है, एग्जीबिशन लगा है, तो किस तरीके से कदम उठाए गए हैं। इसमें हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर का भी मॉडल है, क्योंकि हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर देश में 1.5 लाख है और वहाँ पर शुरुआती जांच में टीबी पकड़ में आता है। जो आसपास के गांव के लोग हैं वो अगर उनको संक्रमण दिखता है तो लक्षण दिखता है तो वो जाते हैं हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर में टेस्ट कराते हैं। इसके अलावा जो भी टेस्टिंग किट है, जो एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी है, उसकी भी प्रदर्शनी लगाई गई, उसका भी अवलोकन प्रधानमंत्री कर रहे हैं। और जो भी जन औषधि केंद्र है वहाँ पे जो सस्ती दवाइयाँ मिलती हैं उसके भी स्टॉल लगे हुए हैं। तमाम जो प्रदर्शनी है उसका अवलोकन प्रधानमंत्री कर रहे हैं और उसके बाद उनको बताया जा रहा है हेल्थ सेक्रेटरी के जरिए कि कैसे कैसे जो टीबी के उन्मूलन के लिए जो कदम है उसको उठाया जा रहा है, उसमें टेक्नोलॉजी कितना बड़ा रोल है। तो निश्चित तौर पे जो भारत अभी जो पहल कर रहा है वो दुनिया भर के लिए रोल मॉडल है और उसका असर देखने को मिलेगा। अभी थोड़ी देर बाद प्रधानमंत्री जब पंचायतें को टीबी मुक्त होने का आह्वान करेंगे, उस पहल की शुरुआत करेंगे, तो एक बड़ा मैसेज आएगा कि सबसे पहले पंचायत अपने स्तर पर टीबी मुक्त होंगे और उसमें एक होड़ लगेगी कि दूसरे पंचायत भी उनसे प्रभावित होंगे। और इस तरीके से जिला स्तर पे, जिला के साथ साथ राज्य स्तर पे ये होगा कि टीबी मुक्त होने का एक होड़ लगेगा राज्यों के बीच भी। और इस तरीके से जो 2025 तक टारगेट रखा गया है उसको अचीव करने में मदद मिलेगी। तो इसके लिए जन भागीदारी, होल ऑफ गवर्नमेंट अप्रोच, होल ऑफ सोसाइटी अप्रोच के तहत, जन भागीदारी के तहत एक कदम उठाया जा रहा है और आने वाले दिनों में आप देखेंगे कि इसका असर देखने को मिलेगा। मैंने कई जो विदेशी डेलीगेट हैं उनसे बात है, उनका ये कहना है कि जो भारत का मॉडल है वो काफी सफल है और दुनिया के बाकी देश इससे सीखेंगे कि कैसे टीबी के उन्मूलन के लिए जो कदम है उसको उठाया जाए।
बिल्कुल, और प्रधानमंत्री को कुछ ही देर में टीबी मुक्त पंचायत पहल सहित विभिन्न पहलों का शुभारंभ करेंगे। और आज वर्ल्ड टीबी डे है और इस अवसर पर प्रधानमंत्री मोदी विश्व टीबी शिखर सम्मेलन को भी संबोधित करने जा रहे हैं। और हम देख सकते हैं कैसे साल 2001 में जब ये स्थापित हुआ था स्टॉप टीबी पार्टनरशिप संयुक्त,
हम अपने सम्मानित प्रधानमंत्री जी की उपस्थिति के लिए वास्तव में आभारी हैं। अन्य गणमान्य व्यक्ति विशेष जिनकी सम्माननीय उपस्थिति का लाभ हमें आज मिल रहा है वे हैं उत्तर प्रदेश की महामहिम राज्यपाल श्रीमती आनंदीबेन पटेल जी, उत्तर प्रदेश के माननीय मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी, माननीय केंद्रीय स्वास्थ्य मंत्री डॉक्टर मनसुख मांडविया जी, उत्तर प्रदेश के उप मुख्यमंत्री श्री ब्रजेश पाठक जी, स्टॉप टीबी पार्टनरशिप की कार्यकारी निदेशक डॉक्टर लुचिका डिटियो जी। इनके अलावा हमारे बीच उपस्थित हैं अंतर्राष्ट्रीय और राष्ट्रीय अतिथिगण, राज्यों से आए हुए अधिकारीगण एवं अन्य टीबी हितधारक।
इससे पहले कि आज हम अपने कार्यक्रम की शुरुआत करें, मैं माननीय स्वास्थ्य और परिवार कल्याण मंत्री डॉक्टर मनसुख मांडविया जी से हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के स्वागत और अभिनंदन करने के लिए अनुरोध करता हूं। कृपया जोरदार तालियां बजाते रहें। धन्यवाद माननीय मंत्री महोदय। अब मैं स्वागत संबोधन के लिए आमंत्रित करता हूं माननीय केंद्रीय स्वास्थ्य व परिवार कल्याण मंत्री एवं स्टॉप टीबी पार्टनरशिप के अध्यक्ष डॉक्टर मनसुख मांडविया जी को।
वसुधैव कुटुंबकम
के संदेश को चरितार्थ करने वाले हमारे यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी, इस अवसर पर उपस्थित उत्तर प्रदेश के माननीय राज्यपाल श्रीमती आनंदीबेन पटेल जी, उत्तर प्रदेश के यशस्वी मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी, माननीय उप मुख्यमंत्री श्री ब्रजेश पाठक जी, स्टॉप टीवी बोर्ड की कार्यकारी निर्देशक डॉक्टर लुसिका डिट्यू जी, साथ ही वर्चुअल माध्यम से जुड़े राज्य के माननीय राज्यपाल एवं माननीय स्वास्थ्य मंत्रीगण, कजाकिस्तान के माननीय स्वास्थ्य मंत्री डॉक्टर अजहर गिनियत, ब्राजील के माननीय उप स्वास्थ्य मंत्री मिस एथेल लियोनोर नोका मैकियल, उपस्थित विशिष्ट जनों, दुनिया के अलग अलग देशों से आए प्रतिनिधि मंडल के सदस्यों एवं देशवासियों का मैं हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं। हमारी संस्कृति में अतिथि देवो भव की बात की गई है। हमारे लिए मेहमान भगवान के समान है। मैं आप सभी का दिल की गहराइयों से हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं।
The opinion about Israel within the Indian population is much more favorable vis-a-vis how Israel is seen, for example, even in the United States.
There is a known phenomena here that Israelis after military service, they choose to come to India, what I call a full immersion visit. So they don't come 5-star hotels. They go backpackers, they want to live, they go to Vipassana, and they want to be part, I think, and parcel of the culture, to live like Indians. 30, 40 years, Israelis have been doing it. Now it's the second generation. I see the parents here coming and bringing their teenager children to show them their experience from India when they were after military service.
आपने कर्नल जमाल कौन कौन से माउंटेन्स क्लाइम करे ये बताइए। एवरेस्ट आप 3 बार चढ़ चुके हैं?
यस।
अब आप मुझे कॉन्टिनेंट वाइज बताइए कौन से कॉन्टिनेंट की टॉलेस्ट पीक थी जो आपने चढ़ी?
Climbed sir Kilimanjaro, that is Africa's highest mountain. That was my first mountain. Then obviously sir I went to Elbrus, that was Russia sir. That is highest mountain of Europe sir. That is Mount Elbrus. So then I went to Aconcagua, that is the highest mountain of South American continent. Then I went to Carsten's Pyramid, that is Australasian continental shelf. So we went and climbed that. It is supposed to be the Australian highest mountain. And उसके पहले एवरेस्ट तो मैं चढ़ ही चुका था sir. Then I went and climbed the highest mountain of North American continent, that is Alaska. That name is Mount Denali. So then last was Vinson Massif, that was in Antarctica. Antarctica's highest mountain, because it's the 7th continent. So the highest mountain is Vinson Massif.
Armed struggle is the only way. Investing in armed struggle and destabilizing in India with, how they've been operating for the last 30 years, assassinating Indian government officials, attacking military bases.
Straight away cutting across to these visuals coming in of Congress workers who are seen marching towards the Raj Bhavan in Bengaluru demanding the SC/ST quota hike to be brought under Schedule 9. Let's go across to Prajwal who's there at the location. Prajwal, take it away. Give us a sense of what is happening on the ground.
Audio check, audio check. Now, Samiksha, we are looking at hundreds of Congress workers who are marching in from the KPCC office on Queen's Road towards Raj Bhavan as well. And right now we are approaching, we are approaching a prominent circle nearby Vidhan Saudha, after which they will be taking a turn near the Capital Hotel and will be moving towards, the Raj Bhavan to meet the governor as well. Now, these are visuals coming in from the Queen's Road in Bengaluru, where hundreds of workers are being led by KPCC President DK Shivkumar, leader of opposition opposition, Mr. Siddaramaiah, who are going on and making sure that they will approach the governor and demand that the SC/ST hike in act will be brought under Schedule 9, because this has been a long pending demand of the BJP, the Congress and the JDS as well. And recently we did see that in the month of October there was an ordinance which was promulgated and it was brought into being in December. But so far there has been no sort of development in terms of bringing it under Schedule 9, because technically under the legal gambit of the law there is protection for it legally, because the hike in the SC/ST reservation has now the total number of reservation has gone up to 56% as well. Therefore, as it has gone to 56%, it is now being understood that this will be a very tricky scenario for them to go ahead and make sure that the quota hike is in place for the SC/ST as well. So therefore now the Congress are going on and questioning the fact as to why has there been no sort of action that has been put in place by the state government as well, because initially a proposal was supposed to be sent by the state government to the center to bring the SC/ST Act under Schedule 9, which gives it the legal, the legal protection. But so far nothing has been done, and therefore both the leader of the opposition and well as the KPCC president, Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, went on stated that the government will have to do this, otherwise they will go on and protest. And right now their demands is that it should be brought under Schedule 9, otherwise the government of the government of Basuraj Bommai should be dissolved as well, as something which is now being stated in by the BJP leaders. And the demands are stated that this particular government, that is the double engine government, is against the SC/ST, is against the Dalits as well, and they're not acting in the best interest of the people too. But all said and done, we will need to look at it as to how they will go on to approach the governor of Karnataka, Thawarchand Gehlot, and then submit a proposal as well. But all that we can say is that this particular march will continue, and the Congress have taken this particular march at a time when the Union Home Minister Amit Shah is in the state of Karnataka. Right now he is heralding a meeting out there at the Taj West End now, and it is also being understood that the Congress will only go on and protest and they will intensify their demands against the Basuraj Bommai-led government.
All right, Prajwal, they're reporting live from the location where you see Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah leading that protest towards Raj Bhavan. Tracking that story very closely, slipping into a break for now, but we'll continue with our news breaks on the other side.
आपने कर्नल जमाल कौन कौन से माउंटेन्स क्लाइम करे बताइए। एवरेस्ट आप 3 बार चढ़ चुके हैं।
यस।
अब आप मुझे कॉन्टिनेंट वाइज बताइए कौन से कॉन्टिनेंट की टॉलेस्ट पीक थी जो आपने चढ़ी।
Climbed sir Kilimanjaro, that is Africa's highest mountain. That was my first mountain. Then obviously sir I went to Elbrus, that was Russia sir. That is highest mountain of Europe sir. That is Mount Elbrus. So then I went to Aconcagua, that is the highest mountain of South American continent sir. Then I went to Carsten's Pyramid, that is Australasian continental shelf. So we went and climbed that. It is supposed to be the Australian highest mountain. And उसके पहले एवरेस्ट तो मैं चढ़ ही चुका था sir. Then I went and climbed the highest mountain of North American continent, that is Alaska. That name is Mount Denali. So then last was Vinson Massif, that was in Antarctica. Antarctica's highest mountain, because it's the 7th continent. So the highest mountain is Vinson Massif.
Armed struggle is the only way. Investing in armed struggle and destabilizing India with, how they've been operating for the last 30 years, assassinating Indian government officials, attacking military bases.
कर्नल जमाल एक बात बताइए ना, आप वहाँ पे गए थे एवरेस्ट चढ़ने के लिए।
बिल्कुल सर।
आपका मिशन था एवरेस्ट चढ़ना।
बिल्कुल सर।
लेकिन बीच में अर्थक्वेक आ गया तो आप लोगों ने अपना मिशन चेंज कर दिया। आपने बोला कि एवरेस्ट तो ठीक है, बाद में चढ़ लेंगे, सबसे पहले लोगों की जान बचाओ।
2015 में when we went, earthquake happened. Then we changed our things to the rescue team, and we were there in Everest base camp for around 15 days. हम लोग 45 दिन का हम लोग पूरा सामान लाए थे, राशन लेके गए थे, मेडिसिन लेके गए थे, इक्विपमेंट लेके गए थे। हमने
Very good morning, you're watching Live and Breaking. I'm Suesha Sawant with you on the broadcast. We get you all the news and updates from across the country. First, we'll take a quick check of the headlines we're tracking at this hour.
राजनीतिक मुकाबला भी है, इसको हम सीधा मुकाबला करेंगे, हम पीछे हटेंगे नहीं।
From opposition meet to pan-India protest, Vadra Congress in complete denial as Rahul is convicted. Vadra Congress in huddle mode, set to appeal to higher court as Rahul goes into hiding. Amidst infighting rumours, Shah at Yerurappa residence to discuss poll strategy. Akhilesh Yadav first, then Naveen Patnaik, and now it is Kumaraswamy. Big buzz of Mamta's series of meetings. Prime Minister Modi heads to Varanasi, set to inaugurate a plethora of projects. Another embarrassment for Pakistan. Nationals interrupt discussion on Kashmir at US asked to leave.
The whole audience has seen your real face today. What we have seen in Kashmir, we saw in Washington today. And who sponsored that? How cruel.
And first up, we get you breaking news that is just coming in after a Surat court yesterday had convicted Rahul Gandhi in the 2019 defamation case, where he has been given 2 years of imprisonment. Though he did get bail, 14 opposition parties have now moved the top court alleging misuse of law enforcement agencies by the central government. Supreme Court will hear the matter on the 5th of April, and this is exceedingly crucial because the opposition has been alleging this against the ruling party, where they have been calling several of these cases against them and the crackdown nothing but political vendetta, and also time and again making the same statement saying that it is the misuse of agencies. Now they've gone one step further as 14 opposition parties have come together. They've moved the top court alleging misuse of law enforcement agencies by the centre, and this matter will be heard in about 11 days from now. That is the 5th of April is when the Supreme Court will be hearing this matter. This of course is a catalyst of what we've seen yesterday, where a Surat court had convicted Rahul Gandhi in the 2019 criminal defamation case and also given him 2 years of imprisonment. Soon after, we had seen how the Congress had upped the ante, staging protests across several parts of the country, and many of those opposition parties who don't even support the Congress but came out in Rahul Gandhi's defense, saying that it is the centre misusing the agencies and also casting aspersions against the judiciary. Soon after, we saw those very many responses coming in. Now it has gone one step further. 14 opposition parties who have now come together, so much so that they moved the top court alleging misuse of law enforcement agencies by the central government, and the matter is all set to be heard on the 5th of April. Swapnil Kothari is with me on the phone line. Very good morning to you, Swapnil. How do you look at this development? Because as far as this allegation is concerned, time and again was being made by several opposition parties in isolation in reference to themselves, where they called it political vendetta and had been saying that the centre is misusing the agencies. But now we once again see how it has got them together. 14 parties, they have now taken this matter to the top court that will be heard on the 5th of April.
People are entitled to invoke the jurisdiction of the courts for what they think is a violation of their rights, or if they feel that there is a central agency or any of those agencies are being misused. And this is what the opposition parties are doing, that the law is being misused. But they have to remember one thing in their mind, that even if the central agencies are misusing the law, let's take for an example, I'm not saying that they are, but hypothetically, even if they are doing, the judgment is passed by the courts. It is passed by the judiciary. It is not passed by the central agencies. So central agencies are only doing the jobs of presenting the case before the courts. It's the courts which are giving the decision. If a star son is being illegally or inappropriately arrested by a central agency, it is the court which is granting the custody, whether the police custody or the judicial custody. It is the court which is extending the custody. So that is where the marked difference lies in the thinking of the people. So every time when somebody who is prominent, whether it be in the field of Hollywood, whether it be in the field of politics, if that person gets a verdict against him or her, to say that this is political vendetta, to say that this is some sort of a witch hunt, to say that this is a misuse of central agencies, is an argument which doesn't work in a court of law. And to file a case on the basis of such a thing, and even to show some 15 cases which you think are a misuse of central agency, is going to be a tall order for the prosecution here, or should I say for the complainants here or the petitioners here, to show that the central agencies have misused, because they'll have to point out in each and every case as a proof to show that, look, this happened in this case and this is where the law was misused, or this particular section should not have been applied and where it was abused. So basically, you'll have to show some 15, 16 instances rather than this just one instance of Mr. Gandhi being given a verdict for 2 years. So, Suesha, the point is that it is not easy to prove something like this. In fact, it is virtually impossible to show that this is a misuse of central agency or misuse. You point out in this case what has happened, and then the court will say that, sorry, you have to go to the sessions court, not to us. Because that is one of the options I'm sure that they will explore, that is to go in appeal against yesterday's verdict. That's a separate issue. But to go in an omnibus fashion, in a blanket fashion like this, to say that this is a misuse, that means what you are trying to say is that the central agencies are all puppets of the government in power, that even after assuming that they are puppets for a second.
Swapnil, now that you make this point, I want to take this a step further with you to how you view the larger political landscape ahead of 2024, because the differences between these opposition parties is very, very clear. But once again, this is really becoming an example of how they are now becoming united because of the crackdown on them to target the ruling party. But how is this to be looked at given the charges against them individually, like you're pointing out?
Well, the run-up to the 2024 elections is trying to show that there is some sort of a unity between the opposition. But even if there is a unity between the opposition, but it's only on certain issues. It is not on every single issue. Or it is not, there is not a marriage of thought or multiple thoughts which needs to be to prevent a proper opposition to the ruling party. So I don't see any change in the election results in 2024. It is going to be BJP straight ahead, because the opposition does not have a face, a credible face. And that is what is most important. You need a credible face. The credibility of each and every face in the opposition is being lost because of court cases against them, or should I say because of court verdicts against them. To say that the central agencies are misusing the law, that is one thing, but then what you are implying is that the entire judiciary is also against the opposition.
Yes.
अगर सूखा पड़े या बाढ़ आए वो तो विधाता के हाथ में, हमारे हाथ में नहीं है, लेकिन जब हमारे हाथ में कुछ चीजें होती हैं कम से कम उसमें तो हम सूखा ना पड़ने दें, देखिए उसमें तो बारिश आए।
मैं माननीय सदस्यगण, ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं कोई शायर हूं, पर इतना मत बोलो कि लोग चुप होने का इंतजार करें। इतना बोलकर चुप हो कि लोग दोबारा बोलने का इंतजार करें। मैसेज फ्रॉम द लोकसभा सेक्रेटरी जनरल।
Sir, with your kind permission, I rise to report that the Lok Sabha at its sitting held on the 23rd March 2023 passed the Appropriation Bill 2023. The Speaker has certified that this bill is a money bill within the meaning of Article 110 of the Constitution of India. I lay a copy of the bill on the table.
Reports of the Department-related Parliamentary Standing Committee on Commerce, Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi. Shri Dhananjay Bhimrao Mahadik.
Respected Chairman Sir, with your kind permission, I rise to present the 176th, 177th, 178th, 179th and 180th reports in English and Hindi of the Department-related Parliamentary Standing Committee on Commerce mentioned against my name in the list of business. Thank you.
Reports of the Department-related Parliamentary Standing Committee on Transport, Tourism and Culture. जुगल सिंह लोखंडवाला जी।
धन्यवाद माननीय महोदय। मैं विषय संबंधित परिवहन, पर्यटन और सांस्कृतिक संबंधित संसदीय स्थायी समिति के निम्नलिखित प्रतिवेदन हिंदी अंग्रेजी में प्रस्तुत करता हूं। विदेश बाजारों में भारतीय पर्यटन का संवर्धन, विदेश पर्यटक कार्यालय और भारतीय दूतावासों की भूमिका विषय के संबंध में समिति के 313वें प्रतिवेदन, अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सिफारिश सहकार मुक्त द्वारा की गई कार्यवाही संबंधित 340वां प्रतिवेदन, सागरमाला परियोजना के 319 प्रतिवेदन, कार्यवाही संबंधित 345वां प्रतिवेदन, रेल सुरक्षा आयोग 313वां प्रतिवेदन संबंधित 346वां प्रतिवेदन, भारत पर्यटन के विकास के लिए 326वां प्रतिवेदन और 347वां प्रतिवेदन सभा पटल पे मैं रखता हूं। धन्यवाद।
स्टेटमेंट्स ऑफ द कमिटी ऑन पब्लिक अंडरटेकिंग्स, डॉक्टर अनिल जैन।
धन्यवाद महोदय। मैं आज आपकी अनुमति से मेरे आज की कार्यसूची में मेरे नाम के सम्मुख यथा सूचीबद्ध सरकारी उपक्रमों संबंधी समिति की गई कार्रवाई विवरणों के हिंदी और अंग्रेजी संस्करण सभा पटल पर रखता हूं।
रिपोर्ट्स ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट रिलेटेड पार्लियामेंट्री स्टैंडिंग कमिटी ऑन कंज्यूमर अफेयर्स, फूड एंड पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, श्री बाबूराम निषाद।
महोदय जी, मैं आज की कार्यसूची में मेरे नाम के समक्ष यथा सूचीबद्ध उपभोक्ता मामले, खाद्य और सार्वजनिक वितरण संबंधी स्थायी समिति के 26वें प्रतिवेदन हिंदी और अंग्रेजी संस्करण की प्रति सभा पटल पर रखता हूं। धन्यवाद।
रिपोर्ट्स ऑफ द कमिटी ऑन द वेलफेयर ऑफ शेड्यूल्ड कास्ट एंड शेड्यूल्ड ट्राइब्स, श्री कामाख्या प्रसाद तासा।
सर महोदय, मैं आज की कार्यसूची में अपने नाम के समक्ष सूचीबद्ध अनुसूचित जाति तथा अनुसूचित जनजातियों की कल्याण संबंधी समिति 2022-2023 की।
All right, so although the Lok Sabha has been adjourned, we are getting you those live proceedings from the Rajya Sabha as the big story we are tracking of how 14 opposition parties have now come together and moved to the top court alleging misuse of agencies by the centre. The matter is to be heard on the 5th of April. Tracking all the details on the ground and getting us more responses is my colleague Piyush, who's with us on the broadcast right now. Piyush, really to understand these 14 opposition parties, who all are they, and despite their differences, to fight on this, which they believe is a common point with all of them, they have now come together to take on the centre and move the top court. This despite how they continue to cast aspersions against the judiciary. All right, not too sure if Piyush is connected with us, but we are trying to get you those live pictures of Rahul Gandhi as he is making his way to the party headquarters. Those are the details we're picking up. He's making his way to the party headquarters. This, of course, as the Congress is in a huddle. They are deciding what the next step will be as far as the legal battle is concerned. Remember, a battery of lawyers fighting for Rahul Gandhi, all set to challenge the Surat court's verdict in a higher court. And most importantly, at stake is Rahul Gandhi's Lok Sabha membership. I want to come to Piyush again. I believe he's with us now. Piyush, we stay with these pictures. But the question I was trying to ask you was who these 14 opposition parties are. Despite their differences, they are now coming together because they believe that it is this one common point. As they allege, the centre is misusing the agencies, which is now uniting them. And they've knocked the doors off the top court. This despite the aspersions they cast against the judiciary.
Well, certainly this is what we are now given to understand is that now a joint opposition political parties have approached to Supreme Court raising their concerns over the alleged misuse of investigative agencies. And let us also tell to our viewers the names of these political parties. We have accessed the names of these political parties. This is not the first time when these opposition political parties have come on one front against the government. Earlier also they have come so let us also tell to our viewers who these political parties are. One, Congress, Trinamool Congress, Aam Aadmi Party, Jharkhand Liberation Front, Janata Dal United, Bharatiya Rashtra Samiti, Rashtra Janata Dal, Samajwadi Party, Shiv Sena, Uddhav Faction, National Conference, Nationalist Congress Party, CPI, CPM, DMK. They all have filed a petition in the Supreme Court. Now we'll have to see how the Supreme Court will be looking into their petition. Earlier also we had seen as to how these political parties, these opposition political parties have been holding protests on various issues. In fact, they are the one who have been asking for a JPC to be formed into the Adani matter. And now on the alleged misuse of agencies, these opposition political parties have now come together once again requesting the Supreme Court to take cognizance of this. Also, it is important to highlight that the same group of opposition political parties is also creating ruckus in the House, seeking a JPC to be formed. On the other side, BJP continues to ask for an apology from Rahul Gandhi over his statements which he made there on the foreign land about the country. So the ruckus continues to take place in Parliament, but now opposition political parties have moved to Supreme Court. You would also remember that yesterday a meeting was called in by Sharad Pawar at his residence, and in that particular meeting these opposition political parties had taken part, and the main concerns of these parties was the EVM. Sharad Pawar, Digvijay Singh, Kapil Sibal, they all had come out and they had said that EVM is being tempered, and any EVM machine which faces any kind of error, it certainly suggests that the vote polled on using that EVM machine goes to BJP. So they had cast aspersions once again over the EVM. They had targeted Election Commission. They have also said that they will once again approach to the Election Commission seeking proper answers over the misuse of EVM, and if they do not get satisfactory answers, then they will form their own strategy after that particular reply coming in from Election Commission. So we have seen multiple issues on which these opposition political parties have come on one platform. Once again, we are now seeing these parties approaching to court, and this coming on the very next day when Rahul Gandhi has been convicted by Surat court, and he continues to maintain that he is not going to apologize, even as he also faces a threat of losing his seat from Wayanad.
Right, absolutely. And Piyush, we are picking up more responses on this. Let's listen in.
No, I am asking them why they are holding protest, against whom they are. Are they holding the protest against the judiciary? It is the decision, it is the verdict of the judiciary. And many times in the court he has been asked, first of all he has insulted a OBC community, and after insulting the OBC community a case was filed by some individual, and during the course of inquiry he has been many times asked, are you going to apologize, so that probably case could have been closed. He has flatly denied. arrogantly denied that I am not going to ask for any apology. After saying this, how can he say that the court, why they are going against the court judgment? If they want appeal, let them appeal. We don't have any problem. And after all, against whom they are doing this? They are questioning the judiciary. Is it right? And system should not be spoiled. I am telling Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge.
जी सर, सूरत कोर्ट ने फैसला दिया, लेकिन कांग्रेस और राहुल गांधी लगातार उसका विरोध भी कर रहे हैं और कह रहे हैं फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच का हवाला देते हुए भारतीय जनता पार्टी के अगेंस्ट खड़े हैं।
निर्णय का विरोध नहीं होता है, निर्णय की अपील होती है। कभी निर्णय का विरोध हुआ है? कोई पॉलिटिकल पार्टी कह सकती है कि हम कानून को नहीं मानेंगे? कानून का तो पालन किया ही जाता है, कानून के रास्ते तय होते हैं, उन रास्तों पे आगे चला जाता है। तो इसमें तो गलत वही कर रहे हैं।
लेकिन विरोध तो लगातार कर रहे हैं और जिस तरीके से मीटिंग्स पे मीटिंग्स बुलाई जा रही है, आज मार्च बुलाया है, विजय चौक तक मार्च करेंगे, ऑपोजिशन पार्टीज को साथ में बुला रहे हैं कि ये फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच को दबाया जाए।
फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच में किसी भी ओबीसी समाज को गाली दोगे? फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच में किसी भी सरनेम को गाली दोगे? फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच में लंदन में जाकर भारत का लोकतंत्र का अपमान करोगे? फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच में अपशब्द करोगे? फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच में मर्यादा नहीं रखोगे और उसके बाद न्यायिक निर्णय आएगा तो उसके खिलाफ न्यायालय के खिलाफ बोलोगे? ये फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच इस देश में नहीं है।
सेशन चल पाएगा?
हम तो चाहते हैं सेशन चले, विपक्ष को चलने देना चाहिए।
थैंक यू सो मच।
And more breaking news just coming in. Delhi police has registered a case in connection with the protests in front of the Indian High Commission in London, which happened on the 19th of March 2023. The case that has been registered under appropriate sections of IPC, UAPA and PDPP Act. A case has been registered after the Ministry of Home Affairs asked the Delhi police to take appropriate legal action. This is the latest step that has been taken by India over what had happened in London and how the Indian flag was targeted at the Indian High Commission. This despite the UK government that has come under a lot of pressure, and how security has also been heightened, where the UK government has promised appropriate action. The next step from the Indian side on the direction of the Ministry of Home Affairs, where the Delhi police has now registered a case in connection with that protest, and most importantly how the tricolour was denigrated at the Indian High Commission in London on the 19th of March 2023. A case that has been registered under appropriate sections of IPC, UAPA and PDPP Act. A case that has been registered after the Ministry of Home Affairs asked the Delhi police to take appropriate legal action.
In cognizance of the events that unfurled on the 19th of March in England, where the Indian flag that was flying high at the embassy, at the High Commission over there, was brought down by some Khalistani separatists. This cognizance has been taken by Ministry of Home Affairs and has directed the Delhi police officials to take serious action. And as you rightly pointed out, under UAPA sections have been slapped and PDPP have also been slapped on this particular action that will be taken by Delhi police officials. MHA trying to send in a very, very strong message there, Swesha, to make sure that all said action be taken against such separatists who try to propagate their agenda on foreign grounds. However, we know that there as well the High Commission took serious cognizance and gave a befitting reply by putting out a much larger Indian flag over there, and also the Indian authorities here summoned the British envoy as well, who came and was sought a detailed response. And after that, we even saw that how the security detail was also increased there in front of the High Commission. So India going all out to take action against such separatists, and MHA taking serious cognizance, Swesha, by directing the Delhi police to take the matters in their hand and get justice done. Swesha.
But Madhurima, I really also want to understand from you how the Delhi police can possibly impose any jurisdiction of what has happened at the Indian High Commission in London, And despite them imposing these sections, how exactly will this limitation have a bearing on how the tricolour was targeted in London?
Well, Surisha, let me explain it to our viewers that, the sections like UAPA, and when the Delhi police will, of course, reach out to authorities over there and explain the seriousness of the sections that have been slammed over here. They will reach out to the authorities over there and, of course, seek action because it has direct impact over there. And when it happens on the grounds of an embassy or a high commission, it gives the authority to the Indian police officials as well to take cognizance of the crimes that are committed against their because there are Indian citizens there as well, and to take cognizance of when the matter is of an Indian flag. So when such serious actions are slapped, when a detailed charge sheet will be filed, these charges will be then taken to the British authorities and further action will be taken. Swesha.
All right, we'll track these developments very, very closely. Madhurima, I want to thank you for joining us. We move on to playing out this next 2-minute report. As amid the massive crackdown on Waris Punjab, the chief Amritpal Singh, Khalistan sympathizers are staging protests in 4 countries. This in response as India dealt with the situation with a series of powerful moves as they continue to fight back. Getting you all the details.
A sweeping crackdown against Khalistan ideologue Amritpal Singh and his aides began on March 18. The very next day, Khalistani elements in the UK, US, Canada and Australia hit the streets to protest against the crackdown. In London, a Khalistani mob went all out, from smashing windows at the Indian High Commission to targeting Indian flag. They did it all. The same Khalistani mob went on a rampage on Wednesday. But Indian citizens fought back. Several Indian diaspora groups gathered for a festive demonstration outside the India House to show solidarity with the Indian mission. Indian flags could be seen waved about as around hundreds of Indian origin people chanted slogans such as Bharat Mata Ki Jai and danced to popular Indian tunes Jai Ho and Rang De Basanti at We Stand By High Commission of India demonstration.
It's my duty to come in support of India and the Indian government of what happened last Sunday. I think it's very important that we express our disappointment and anger at the insult of our Union flag, and also it's a real, because this is the Indian flag is in our heart, and to insult it in the way it was done last Sunday, that's the reason why I'm here, to express my disappointment and anger at what's going on. And we all stand united under this flag.
The US and UK issued assurances to provide safety to Indian missions and the diplomats posted there. But will they fulfill their promise is what remains to be seen. Bureau Report, Republic TV. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
With that, we slip into a short commercial break. On the other side, we also get you details of what is happening as far as Mamata Banerjee reaching out to other opposition leaders is concerned. It was first Akhilesh Yadav, then Naveen Patnaik, and now it is Kumaraswamy. Big buzz of the series of meetings that Mamata Banerjee is doing.
Thank you very much. We have the freedom of speech. Don't God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We still love you, sir.
Also, another embarrassment for Pakistan. Nationals interrupt discussion on Kashmir at United States, and they were asked to leave.
Armed struggle is the only way. Investing in armed struggle and destabilizing in India with, how they've been operating for the last 30 years, assassinating Indian government officials, attacking military bases.
कर्नल जमाल, एक बात बताइए ना, आप वहाँ पे गए थे एवरेस्ट चढ़ने के लिए।
बिल्कुल सर।
आपका मिशन था एवरेस्ट चढ़ना।
बिल्कुल सर।
लेकिन बीच में अर्थक्वेक आ गया, तो आप लोगों ने अपना मिशन चेंज कर दिया। आपने बोला कि एवरेस्ट तो ठीक है, बाद में चढ़ लेंगे, सबसे पहले लोगों की जान बचाओ।
2015 में when we went, earthquake happened. Then we changed our things to the rescue team, and we were there in the Everest base camp for around 15 days. हम लोग 45 दिन का हम लोग पूरा सामान लाए थे, राशन लेके गए थे, मेडिसिन लेके गए थे, इक्विपमेंट लेके गए थे। हमने फिर वो सारी चीजें, पूरी जनता जो वहाँ पे थी, पूरे क्लाइंबर्स जो वहाँ पे थे, उनके लिए खोल दिया। क्लाइंबिंग से ज्यादा नाम हमें जब हमने रेस्क्यू किया है उससे मिला, और वो एक शायद हमारा टाइम था जब हमने एवरेस्ट को या एवरेस्ट बेस कैंप में हमने वो वापस दिया है पहाड़ को।
ये एक राजनीतिक मुकाबला भी है, इसको हम सीधा मुकाबला करेंगे, हम पीछे हटेंगे नहीं।
From opposition meet to pan-India protest, Vadra Congress in complete denial as Rahul is convicted. Vadra Congress in huddle mode set to appeal to higher court as Rahul goes into hiding. Amidst infighting rumors, Amit Shah at Yediyurappa's residence discusses poll strategy. Akhilesh Yadav first, then Naveen Patnaik, and now it's Kumaraswamy, big buzz of Mamta's series of meetings. Prime Minister Modi heads to Varanasi set to inaugurate a plethora of projects in hometown.
Thank you very much.
We love the freedom of speech. Don't
God,
say so cheap.
God bless you.
Don't
God
say
bless
so
you.
cheap.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We still love you, sir.
Another embarrassment for Pakistan nationals interrupt discussion on Kashmir at US asked to leave. A very good morning. We are live and breaking. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. We are tracking all the latest on Amritpal Singh, who still remains untraceable. We're given to understand that an alert has been sounded in several districts of Uttarakhand, which includes Dehradun, Udham Singh Nagar as well. Meanwhile, posters have also been put up, not just in Uttarakhand, but near the Nepal border as well. This, of course, after officials say that there are speculations that Amritpal could have crossed over to Nepal. The visuals there on your screens right now are the exclusive visuals that we have received of the AKF members of Amritpal Singh, who are seen with bulletproof vests in the region. The youth armed were trained by Amritpal Singh in Jalupur Khera. All were trained for usage of weapons against the government. So the visuals there on your screens that we've accessed are the exclusive visuals of Amritpal Singh's aides, his supporters, who are seen holding arms and even practicing in Punjab's village where his ancestral home is located. So that is the location where the supporters of Amritpal Singh were given massive training. Let's go across to Amandeep first, who's joining us and getting us all those details. Amandeep, if you can put this into context, we've accessed those visuals of the members of Anandpur Khalsa Force of Amritpal Singh. What does this really indicate in terms of the kind of training that was given to the aides of Amritpal and the support which in all probability that he received from Pakistan ISI handlers?
Well, Samiksha, these videos are the evident evidence of that how AKF is preparing and be armed by the youth and getting practiced with the at a firing range in Jallupur Kheda itself, just because that turned out to be the headquarters of Anandpur Khalsa Fauj, and in fact how they are preparing themselves to fight against the system whenever it is required. Amritpal Singh has very clearly conveyed to the entire members of AKF that one day there has to be need, and one day the day is not far that you have to use the weapons against the system for your own to make your own Khalistan out of Punjab. And that is the reason they have set up a firing range inside Jallupur Kheda nearby a river, and in fact the practice was on, and this was the evidence of that entire firing practice by the members of AKF. They all are close associates of Amritpal Singh. Slowly, gradually he is indulging more and more youth into Anandpur Khalsa Fauj and handing over and putting weapons into their hands and putting him into the practice. They have a huge camp also. Yes, Samiksha.
Amandeep, just a quick follow-up question. We understand that Amritpal Singh could have crossed over to Nepal as well. Is that a strong possibility that the Punjab police is looking at when we talk about the whereabouts of Amritpal Singh?
Very high possibility, Samiksha, very high possibility. Just because during the course of investigation, Punjab police has received a very concrete evidence that Amritpal Singh is having very strong connections in Nepal, and that was provided by ISI. Some ISI agents are sitting in Nepal. They are providing all kind of assistance, including financial and manpower, to Amritpal Singh. And in fact, that is on record, and that the police is having the evidence for that. And that is the reason the high possibility is that from Haryana, Amritpal might have moved towards the Nepal border to be into the safer zone to avoid the arrest of Punjab police. And in fact, that is the reason Punjab police has sounded the alert to Uttarakhand police and UP police, and further they have sounded the alert at all international borders of Nepal. And even the posters and the photographs of Amritpal Singh has been put out at the borders and distributed among the villages nearby Nepal, and also that photos and posters has been given to the SSB that is deployed at the Nepal border as well to verify the location of Amritpal Singh. The possibility is high that from Haryana he must have moved towards the Nepal border.
Yes. Amandeep, thank you for those leads. So, Amandeep getting us all those leads on Amritpal Singh. We understand that he could have crossed over to Nepal. This, of course, posters have also been put out, not just at the Nepal border, but in several districts of Uttarakhand as well. But Republic has an exclusive clincher there on the leads on Amritpal Singh. We've accessed, in fact, the audio tape of Amritpal Singh's uncle, who's heard speaking to Amritpal Singh's supporters, saying that Amritpal Singh must surrender before the cops. Now, this audio tape that we've accessed is from the intervening night of March 19th or the March 20th, when Amritpal's uncle surrendered before the Punjab police.
Well, जी एक काम करो, मेरा रद्दा भाई भी मैं ते ना आज रात नूं जां सवेरे गिरफ्तारी दे देनी आ ते मैं लगा फोन करन ते मैं आईजी साहब ਜਿਹੜੇ ਭਾਰਗਵ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗਾ ਤੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਇਰਾਦਾ ਵਾ ਵੀ ਮਤਲਬ ਮੈਂ ਗ੍ਰਿਫਤਾਰੀ ਦੇ ਦਾਂ ਤੇ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਦਈਏ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਅੱਜ ਨਾ ਨਿਊਜ਼ ਤੇ ਸੁਣ ਰਿਹਾ ਸਾਂ ਵੀ ਮਤਲਬ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਬਿੱਟੂ ਨਹੀਂ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਦਾ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਕਵਾਸ ਮਾਰਨ ਡਿਆ ਐ ਜੀ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਗ੍ਰਿਫਤਾਰੀ ਦੇਣੀ ਮੈਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੁਣ ਭੱਜਾ ਫਿਰਦਾ ਵਾ ਤੇ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਜਾਣੀਆਂ ਵਾ ਤੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਇਰਾਦਾ ਵਾ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਭੱਜੀਏ ਨਾ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਤੋਂ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਗ੍ਰਿਫਤਾਰੀ ਅੱਜ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੇਣੀ ਪਊਗੀ ਜੇ ਕੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਫੜ ਲਿਆ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਣੀ ਬੇਇੱਜ਼ਤੀ ਹੋਏ ਗੱਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਯੋਧਿਆਂ ਵਰਗੂ ਗ੍ਰਿਫਤਾਰੀ ਦਈਏ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੇਣ ਦਾ ਹੱਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਵਾ ਤੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਮੂੰਹ ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਗੇ ਗ੍ਰਿਫਤਾਰੀ ਤੋਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਆਪਣਾ ਮਕਸਦ ਉਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਸੀ ਗ੍ਰਿਫਤਾਰੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਸਾਂ ਉਦੋਂ ਜੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਵਹੀਰ ਤੇ ਜਾਣ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੁਣ ਵਹੀਰ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਜਾਇਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ ਵਹੀਰ ਤੇ ਆਲਮੋਸਟ ਕੈਂਸਲ ਹੀ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਕੰਮ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਵਹੀਰ ਤੇ ਜਾਇਆ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ ਤੇ ਗ੍ਰਿਫਤਾਰੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਦਈਏ ਸਾਰੇ ਨੇ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਨੂੰ ਸੱਦ ਲਈਏ ਟੌਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਦਿਨ ਭੱਜਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਕੈਮਰੇ ਕੁਮਰੇ 4 ਬਨੇ ਲੱਗੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਆ ਵੀ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਹੋਣੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਸੁਣੀ ਲੈਣੀ ਤੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਵੀਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵਾ ਇਹਦੇ ਤੇ ਗੌਰ ਕਰੋ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ
All right, so there you heard that clincher audio tape that we've accessed in which we can hear Amritpal's uncle, also an aide of Amritpal, who's also a Khalistani supporter, speaking to Amritpal Singh, saying that he must surrender before the Punjab police. And moving on to the other big story, we've been tracking this one that's coming from the US, where Pakistanis were seen interrupting a discussion on the transformation of Kashmir in Washington DC's National Press Club on Thursday. In a video that we've accessed, a visibly agitated Pakistani official appears to be yelling at the speaker during the discussion, after which he was escorted out. At that time, another Pakistani was seen also being escorted out, shouting freedom of speech. Now, the Pakistani gentleman was then promptly escorted out as well. Notably, the International Center for Peace Studies hosted a panel discussion which was titled Kashmir from Turmoil to Transformation. So the visuals there on your screens where you see how the Pakistani was seen trying to interrupt that conversation which was taking place, a conversation that was happening on the Kashmir matter. Let's take a closer look at this visual that we've accessed, and then we go across to a key attendee from that event.
Thank you very much.
We have the freedom of speech. Don't say so cheap.
God bless you.
Don't say so cheap.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We still love you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. The whole audience has seen your real face today. What we have seen in Kashmir, we saw in Washington today.
Who sponsored that?
How cruel people are.
Hindu, Indian.
All right, so there you heard how this Pakistani official was seen interrupting that discussion which was happening. We are being joined by Sapna Raina. She was present at this event. She's joining us live from Washington, D.C. Firstly, thank you for speaking to us. For our viewers, if you can once again tell us what was this event exactly all about and what really transpired just moments after it started?
Yeah, good morning. The event was basically just informing and talking about the transformation in Kashmir from turmoil to where we are now, all the development that has happened. And the key speakers, Tausif Rana and Mir Junaid, who had come from Kashmir, so they were going to let the audience know first-hand information as to what the developments in Kashmir have been like, what the, what has happened post-abrogation of Article 370, what the current situation is like, and what they were aspiring and would like to see in Kashmir. Essentially, that's what the event was all about, is just getting the true story out and letting the world know what is happening at the present moment, present time in Kashmir.
So we understand it was a positive discussion which was happening, which talked about abrogation of Article 370. But tell us, what was this Pakistani official was trying to portray in this event, and how exactly did he try to interrupt that discussion that was happening?
So as expected on any event that is organized here, as we always expect some kind of, there'll be some kind of interruption, some kind of sabotage, there'll be people there who would try to create a ruckus there. So essentially the only agenda, which was like crystal clear to me, is they just wanted to sabotage the event. They just wanted to create hue and cry there and not let the event be completed and the true story be, let the world know about the true story, what's happening in Kashmir, the jihad, how the minorities were targeted and people of different faith, what all they had to face. So what the agenda is better known to them, but what it felt like to us, to the agenda, is that they just wanted to disrupt the event and not let it, finish, and not let the true story come out and for people, world press, to know what exactly was and actually was happening in Kashmir, not the false narrative that has been circulated time and again over the decades around the world.
Yes. So we understand that this happened at the National Press Club, where we understand proper time would have been given to this Pakistan official as well to talk what he wanted to speak, of course. But if you can help us understand the kind of narrative that he was trying to peddle at this event, did you sense something that there was a negative portrait that he was trying to put out when we talk about the situation in J&K?
That is what it clearly looked like, right? So when we walked in and just before the speakers started, speaking, the moderator set the house rules and made it very crystal clear that we should all be courteous and respectful to the speakers, as they were here to let us know their first-hand, knowledge and impression and what exactly was happening in Kashmir. And the moderator made it very clear that we understand there'll be questions, but we'll be taking handwritten questions, and we will make sure that every one of them, time permitting, will be addressed. So I'm told that they were like Pakistani nationals, but they were definitely not pro-India or in favor of what was happening or liking what was being said there. They were just initially just trying to cause disruption when they were given a couple of polite warnings that they should not be making side talks, and they'll be given an opportunity to ask a question by putting it on a piece of paper, just like any other member in the audience was. But all of a sudden, when the speaker started talking about how the minorities have been killed, there's been because of faith, and how cross-border terrorism is also coming through, and kind of what it has resulted in Kashmir, all the jihad and terrorism. That is when these gentlemen got up and got abusive and started using like "shame on you," and then pointing at at essentially us and other Indians in the room, like "you Hindu from India," things like that. That the freedom of speech and and certain verbiage or words that they use that I cannot repeat. Even the four-letter words were being spewed upon the audience, and when the security had to come in and escort them out of the room.
All right. So you're saying that this Pakistani national was also heard hurling abuses. Also tell us, how did the other officials from different countries respond to such unruly behavior by this Pakistan national?
Everyone was in shock. You are at an event where you are expected to have a courteous mannerism there, be respectful to everybody, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, somebody is standing up and shouting and yelling. Everybody was perturbed, to say the least. But I have to make a note that both speakers they handled it in a very graceful and in a poised manner, and they actually even made a comment, if I can recollect very clearly, that this is exactly what's been happening. Every time somebody stands up and tries to speak the truth, that's how their voices are muffled and silenced. It has happened back in Kashmir for decades now, and you're seeing it happening right here in Washington, D.C. So that's true. And they were very gracious, and then they're asking them, God bless you. And if you had asked a question, we would have answered it. But that's not what they wanted or what their agenda was.
All right. Sapna Reni, appreciate you speaking to us. So Sapna Reni there joining us live from Washington, D.C. She also attended that particular event where we saw how this Pakistani national was escorted out of the event. But cutting across to the live visuals coming in right now of Prime Minister there in his home turf, Varanasi.
खुशी की बात है कि वन वर्ल्ड टीबी समिट काशी में हो रही है। सौभाग्य से मैं काशी का सांसद भी हूं। काशी नगरी वो शाश्वत धारा है जो हजारों वर्षों से मानवता के प्रयासों और परिश्रम की साक्षी रही है। काशी इस बात की गवाही देती है कि चुनौती चाहे कितनी ही बड़ी क्यों न हो, जब सबका प्रयास होता है तो नया रास्ता भी निकलता है। मुझे विश्वास है टीबी जैसी बीमारी के खिलाफ हमारे वैश्विक संकल्प को काशी एक नई ऊर्जा देगी। मैं वन वर्ल्ड टीबी समिट में देश विदेश से काशी आए सभी अतिथियों का भी हृदय से स्वागत करता हूं, उनका अभिनंदन करता हूं। साथियों, एक देश के तौर पर भारत की विचारधारा का प्रतिबिंब वसुधैव कुटुंबकम यानी होल वर्ल्ड इज वन फैमिली की भावना में झलकता है। ये प्राचीन विचार आज आधुनिक विश्व को इंटीग्रेटेड विजन दे रहा है, इंटीग्रेटेड सॉल्यूशंस दे रहा है। इसलिए ही प्रेसिडेंट के तौर पर भारत ने G20 समिट की भी थीम रखी है, वन वर्ल्ड, वन फैमिली, वन फ्यूचर। ये थीम एक परिवार के रूप में पूरे विश्व के साझा भविष्य का संकल्प है। अभी कुछ समय पहले ही भारत ने वन अर्थ, वन हेल्थ के विजन को भी आगे बढ़ाने की पहल की है और अब वन वर्ल्ड टीबी समिट के जरिए भारत ग्लोबल गुड के एक और संकल्प को पूरा कर रहा है। साथियों, 2014 के बाद से भारत ने जिस नई सोच और अप्रोच के साथ टीबी के खिलाफ काम करना शुरू किया, वो वाकई अभूतपूर्व है। भारत के ये प्रयास आज पूरे विश्व को इसलिए भी जानने चाहिए क्योंकि ये टीबी के खिलाफ वैश्विक लड़ाई का एक नया मॉडल है। बीते 9 वर्षों में भारत ने टीबी के खिलाफ इस लड़ाई में अनेक मोर्चों पर एक साथ काम किया है, जैसे पीपल्स पार्टिसिपेशन, जन भागीदारी, एनहेंसिंग न्यूट्रिशन, पोषण के लिए विशेष अभियान, ट्रीटमेंट इनोवेशन, इलाज के लिए नई रणनीति, टेक इंटीग्रेशन, तकनीक का भरपूर इस्तेमाल और वेलनेस एंड प्रिवेंशन, अच्छी हेल्थ को बढ़ावा देने वाले फिट इंडिया, खेलो इंडिया, योग जैसे अभियान। साथियों, टीबी के खिलाफ लड़ाई में भारत ने जो बहुत बड़ा काम किया है वो है पीपल्स पार्टिसिपेशन, जन भागीदारी। एक अभियान चलाया, ये जानना विदेश से आए हमारे अतिथियों के लिए बहुत दिलचस्प होगा। फ्रेंड्स, हमने टीबी मुक्त भारत के अभियान से जुड़ने के लिए देश के लोगों से निक्षय मित्र बनाने का आह्वान किया था।
कर्नल जमाल, एक बात बताइए ना, आप वहां पे गए थे एवरेस्ट चढ़ने के लिए?
बिल्कुल सर।
आपका मिशन था एवरेस्ट चढ़ना?
बिल्कुल सर।
लेकिन बीच में अर्थक्वेक आ गया तो आप लोगों ने अपना मिशन चेंज कर दिया। आपने बोला कि एवरेस्ट तो ठीक है, बाद में चढ़ लेंगे, सबसे पहले लोगों की जान बचाओ।
2015 में when we went, earthquake happened. Then we changed our things to the rescue team and we were there in Everest base camp for around 15 days. हम लोग 45 दिन का हम लोग पूरा सामान लाए थे, राशन लेके गए थे, मेडिसिन लेके गए थे, इक्विपमेंट लेके गए थे। हमने फिर वो सारी चीजें पूरी जनता जो वहाँ पे थी, पूरे क्लाइंबर्स जो वहाँ पे थे, उनके लिए खोल दिया है। क्लाइंबिंग से ज्यादा नाम हमें जब हमने रेस्क्यू किया है उससे मिला, और वो एक शायद हमारा टाइम था जब हमने एवरेस्ट को या एवरेस्ट बेस कैंप में हमने वो वापस दिया है पहाड़ को।
There is this 26/11 incident, terror attack on Mumbai, and both nations suffered together. Do you think in that backdrop, post that there is coming together of the two governments and the people to make sure that incidents like that do not happen again.
No doubt. I think that challenges, fears of people are pushing them to work together, and I think that the concern, mutual concern of terrorism, especially when in Mumbai they also
के मरीजों की बहुत मदद की है। ये चैलेंज है टीबी के मरीजों का पोषण, उनका न्यूट्रिशन। इसे देखते हुए ही 2018 में हमने टीबी मरीजों के लिए डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर की घोषणा की थी। तब से अब तक टीबी पेशेंट्स के लिए करीब 2000 करोड़ रुपए सीधे उनके बैंक खातों में भेजे गए हैं। करीब 75 लाख मरीजों को इसका लाभ हुआ है। अब निक्षय मित्रों से मिली शक्ति टीबी के मरीजों को नई ऊर्जा दे रही है। साथियों, पुरानी अप्रोच के साथ चलते हुए नए नतीजे पाना मुश्किल होता है। कोई भी टीबी मरीज इलाज से छूटे नहीं, इसके लिए हमने नई रणनीति पर काम किया। टीबी के मरीजों की स्क्रीनिंग के लिए, उनके ट्रीटमेंट के लिए हमने आयुष्मान भारत योजना से जोड़ा है। टीबी की मुफ्त जांच के लिए हमने देश भर में लैब्स की संख्या बढ़ाई है। ऐसे स्थान जहां टीबी के मरीज ज्यादा है, वहां पर हम विशेष फोकस के रूप में कार्य योजना बनाते हैं।
There is this 26/11 incident, terror attack on Mumbai, and both nations suffered together. You think in that backdrop, post that, there is coming together of the two governments and the people to make sure that incidents like that do not happen again?
No doubt. I think that challenges, fears of people are pushing them to work together, and I think that the concern, mutual concern of terrorism, especially when in Mumbai they also went after Jewish community, Israelis, of course, in the Chabad house. So I think that our cooperation is also based a lot on counterterrorism.
We have to be much tougher as a nation. If a state government does not defend national interest and national security, then the center has to immediately step in. We cannot be so soft and so indecisive that a person like Amritpal and nobody first becomes a national security threat, then becomes so out of control that he organizes a private fully armed battalion around him, attacks state policemen. When the state wakes up, this man Amritpal vamooses and organizes a car chase with thousands of security forces in Punjab. Now we know that drug
प्रयासों की वजह से आज भारत में टीबी के मरीजों की संख्या कम हो रही है। यहां कर्नाटका और जम्मू कश्मीर को टीबी फ्री अवार्ड से सम्मानित किया गया है। जिला स्तर पर भी बेहतरीन कार्य के लिए अवार्ड दिए गए हैं। मैं इस सफलता को प्राप्त करने वाले सभी को बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं, शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। ऐसे ही नतीजों से प्रेरणा लेते हुए भारत ने एक बड़ा संकल्प लिया है। टीबी खत्म करने का ग्लोबल टारगेट 2030 है।
There is this 26/11 incident, terror attack on Mumbai, and both nations suffered together. You think in that backdrop, post that, there is coming together of the two governments and the people to make sure that incidents like that do not happen again?
No doubt. I think that the challenges, fears of people are pushing them to work together, and I think that the mutual concern of terrorism, especially when in Mumbai they also went after Jewish community, Israelis, of course, in the Chabad house. So I think that our cooperation is also based a lot on counterterrorism.
We have to be much tougher as a nation. If a state government does not defend national interest and national security, then the center has to immediately step in. We cannot be so soft and so indecisive that a person like Amritpal and nobody first becomes a national security threat, then becomes so out of control that he organizes a private fully armed battalion around him, attacks state policemen. When the state wakes up, this man Amritpal vamooses and organizes a car chase with thousands of security forces in Punjab. Now we know that drug dealers are giving Amritpal Mercedes SUVs to drive around in. Why? Didn't the security agencies not know about all this till now, or did they allow? If a state government does not defend national interest, then the center has to step in, whether people like it or not. These are not legal matters. These are matters of national security. The United Kingdom is officially telling the people of India and the government of India that it couldn't care less. The United Kingdom is telling the government of India.
and TV. टीवी हारेगा, भारत जीतेगा। और जैसा आपने कहा, टीवी हारेगा, दुनिया जीतेगी। साथियों, आपसे बात करते हुए मुझे एक बरसों पुराना वाकया भी याद आ रहा है। मैं आप सभी के साथ इसे शेयर करना चाहता हूं। आप सब जानते हैं कि